up.
Welcome to Fullerton College Football on SportsNetUSA.net. Hey, I'm Mark Pavlovich, along with Corey Neyland. We are the voices of Fullerton College Football, and welcome to another community college football game here on SportsNetUSA.net as the Hornets take on the Pirates from Orange Coast. And Corey, the Hornets have been playing outstanding football. They're 8-0. They basically have the conference wrapped up, but now's not the time to settle down and take anything for granted, especially against an Orange Coast team that's got nothing to lose in this game, and an upset would be magnificent for their program.
Well, as the old cliche goes, one game at a time. So Fullerton is taking it one game at a time, trying to get their 9th win. They come in 3-0 in conference, as Mark said, 8-0 overall, and this is a team that's supposedly going to repeat for a national championship. Against this OCC team that comes in at 2-6, 1-2 in conference, it's really a game that Fullerton just has to do the things that they've done all season long, and the rest should take care of itself. OCC, you talk about an upset, it would be monumental. They'll have to play a perfect game to upset this Fullerton College team.
Well, really, when you look at this team, too, I mean, Kane Wilson, Ladarius Skelton at quarterback, the best, you've called the best quarterback. We mind meld them together in the league. 15 receiver deeps at wide receivers. Gerald Hewlett.
I like how the receivers core at the beginning of the season it was 10 receivers deep.
Then it got 12. Then it got 13. Now we're at 15. And went down on the sideline to talk. They're 15 deep right now. And then Gerald Hewlett with some sideshow buddies out there as their running back. So this is a team that can throw and pass the football in a defense that has stepped up. Brian Crook said each week that defensive line, the best in the nation, keeps getting better every week.
Yeah, and that was solidified and confirmed and verified by Coach Robinson as well. They haven't seen a defensive line this good in the state of California in a couple years. Last year's national championship team was good, but it wasn't as good as this one because this defensive line for Fullerton has allowed the defense to come into their own. We talked about the linebacking core. Linebacking core, first 3 games, don't know what to expect. Secondary, taking too many chances. But this defensive front has allowed them to grow in by the 5th game into something very, very special.
Well, and when you go to those defensive backs, maybe somebody that used to be a little courageous, outrageous, and jumping the gun a little too quick, now they've grown into Phil Austin's system. And, Corey, I don't know, Phil Austin thinks the defensive backs could have a big game today and maybe take one all the way back to the house, which they haven't done in a while.
Yeah, they're going to be going up against a wide receiver that's one of the tops in the conference in James Rutledge. He's the team's leading receiver. He's got over 40 receptions this season, and he's going to be the go-to guy for who they put in there. Last week, it was Nick West. We saw them against Golden West last week, and they weren't expected to play Nick West. Golden West came out, put it on him, but they have some talent there. Nick Jackson, who's the fourth leading rusher in the conference. He's averaging almost 80 yards per game. He's a guy, if they can establish any type of run, then it can be a game.
And the special teams, I mean, Justin Manyweather, just a hair's breadth away from a record. I looked at the beginning of the game. Maybe I jinxed him. Richie and Ryan are going to go down there. If he drops it 3 times, it's my fault because I talked to him.
Well, we know it's your fault if he drops it three times. But here's the thing. Justin Manyweather's already got the career punt return yardage mark in Fullerton College. He's got 390 yards, punt return yards in a season. That tied Deontay Sharp's record. He gets one here tonight. He's got 2 records. Plus, if he gets another punt return, he'll tie the record for punt returns in a season with Tim Imperioli, who did that in the 1988 team. Is just one of those guys who can play. And records should be broken today. Montre Bonner, I got him up here on my wall to my right. You can't see. But he is the sack leader, tackle for loss leader in Fullerton College history until Phil Thurman or somebody else tells me I'm wrong. I'm going with that as Montre Bonner is putting on him. Thanks, Scott.
Giles peeking in on it just for a second here on SportsNetUSA.net. And, of course, we're going to end up seeing what this team does as we look at the captains. Marcus Grossman is going to be in today's game. That's something that got mentioned to me before the game started. I asked, if it is. But when you look at those captains for that Fullerton team, Montre Bonner is out there for a captain for Fullerton, along with Delton Crandall, the invisible Delton Crandall. When we try to get an interview going on with Delton Crandall, it just never seems to happen out there. And of course, you throw in that fourth captain for the Hornets. That's Cole McCartney, one of the linebackers that has stepped up so far this season.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Marcus Grossman is out there. He's the team captain, but he's suited up today. He's been out the last couple games, and so it's surprising that he's playing against OCC. You got the OCC, or the Fullerton captains, as they decline for the first half kickoff, and they want to accept the second half kickoff. So OCC will start. Pete Mitchell is one of the captains out there for them. As you said, Daniel Garcia, watch out for Daniel Garcia, Mark. He's the team's best defender on that interior line.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the defense, too. I mean, Orange Coast College, let's just don't kick them by the roadside. I mean, they have had a tough season, to say the least. But again, this is where you walk into a game, a team, they're playing like the Hornets are. This is a team that's ready for picking. You know what? I start to read the headlines. I start to hear the word, and I think to myself, oops, now's the time to go get them. So we'll see if that happens.
And Fullerton College coming out. The starters on defense for Fullerton. Up front, we have Joey Noble out of Los Alamitos High School. Jamichael Moore has really come into his own on that interior line out of Compton Dominguez High School. Oscar Bergueno on the interior out of Chino Hills High School. And Montre Bodner, one of those Virginia guys. I know you're listening. Everybody in Virginia is listening. We'd like to have you as viewers as we're getting ready for the national anthem. He starts up front, our Defensive Player of the Year in the Southern Conference National Division. And when you look at the rest of that defensive unit for Fullerton College, at the linebackers, the middle linebacker is going to be Cody Darrow. He wears number 49 on your screen. 51 will be Roy Otto, and 32 will be Caleb Johnson on defense. Those are your three linebackers. In the secondary, the starters, Jay Brown gets the start today. Jay Brown out of Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Corona. He's one of those guys, one of the Joneses guys, disciples, along with DeJuan Dorsey out of Richmond. Dorsey's going to wear number 27, Jay Brown, number 23. And your safeties, we got to start halfway through the season. Jacob Jones leads the team in tackles. Tied for interception lead. He is number 42 out there in blue. And the other safety, David Farmer, who has an interception. He's one of the team leaders in tackles, top 5. He's number 31 in blue, and that's the starting lineup for the Hornets.
So we'll see what happens as we get ready for this exciting first half of football on Sportsnet USA. So we'll see what happens. Back deep, taken back there, Wojciechowski. Wojciechowski dances up, gets all the way to 20, tries to turn around and just gets taken down quickly.
So the offensive line for Orange Coast is going to be Zach Eiler, Kyler Hack, PJ Falani, Max Sproul, and Garrett Weichman.
So Pete Mitchell will start at quarterback for Orange Coast College. 66% so far. Good-looking kid at quarterback for this team. Mitchell, 6 foot, 200 pounds, goes out quickly, throws it out in the flat, turns the corner, gets a step on it, and you've got to watch out for the tough running backs there. That's Wojciechowski making the turn there. Daquan Wojciechowski picks up 8 on the play.
So we're just going to call Wojciechowski Woj from now on.
Woj.
There you go.
Haley comes far to the left in the slot on the left-hand side. Wojciechowski, we're going to call him Woj out here. Daquan Woj. Mitchell, empty backfield. 2nd down and 1. Mitchell quickly throws out in the flat. Nice little pitch and catch taken right there by Rutledge. And Rutledge gets enough for a 1st down.
And that's one of the things that College of the Canyons did against Fullerton to really get going. And they're doing the same thing.
So Mitchell brings them out quickly. Looks over the sideline. They love to go with a hurry-up offense themselves, Corey, and you'll see them when they come out here. And you look at somebody like Mitchell so far, 1,287 yards this year. Mitchell, once again, he's going to take it down himself, gets across the line of scrimmage, gets a gain of 2 on the play.
And what he does is he runs the ball pretty well. He's a team's 2nd leading rusher, but that's only at 121 yards. Nico Jackson, if you'll see him number 1 out there, leads the team in rushing with 680.
Brandon Haley comes out wide to the left. Luke Thompson in the slot on the left-hand side. Mitchell looks over the sideline. Big 2nd down and 8. Orange Coast just starting. They got the kickoff to start this game. Flip it over quickly out to the flat to Wojo. Wojo crosses the 40 up to the 42. Daquan Wojciechowski.
And he gets past Jacob Jones, who came up the field but overshot him. And it's going to be 3rd and short. And Fullerton is in a nickel package as Ibrahim Konati is a near side corner, number 18.
So Nico Jackson now comes in the backfield with Mitchell. Mitchell finally gets a few running backs to help him out. 3rd down and 1. Nico Jackson, their leading rusher, averaging 85 yards a game in the backfield. They fake it to Nico Jackson, going down deep right there and knocked away on a nice defensive play by the Hornets against James Rutledge.
Yeah, DeJuan Dorsey, you had a step on him. Rutledge did on Dorsey, but again, and you'll see the replay in just a moment, just how long the ball hung in the air to allow Dorsey to get under it and regain and knock it away. You see that play there. If it's a, go ahead, Mark.
4th down, so they're going to run it up the middle. And they're going to be short. Boy, it's going to be an interesting mark. You calling them short. The far linesman's got them just right on the line. So does the near linesman. We'll see. So you're saying they didn't make it by about an inch.
I don't think they made it. If they made it, it'll be by the edge of the nose of the football. But I don't think they've got the 1st down. I think Fullerton stopped him.
So we're going to get a timeout here. As we take a timeout, don't forget all our games here on SportsNetUSA.net are brought by a variety of sponsors. Miller Toyota of Anaheim, proud sponsor of SportsNetUSA.net and Fullerton College football. Don't ever forget, we didn't see him today, but don't ever forget those lovely zombie donuts here on SportsNetUSA.net. Sweet morning without a zombie donut. Yeah, we missed it today. And the 3rd sponsor today, well, a sponsor for Fullerton College themselves, the Doghouse. I tell you what, I could use just a big hot dog right now with chili and sauerkraut on top, little cheese and maybe onions. The Doghouse, all proud sponsors of Hornet football here on SportsNetUSA.net. So, Corey, you were absolutely right. The Pirates did not obtain that 1st down. It'll be 1st down in the Hornets. Right at the 44-yard line, and it's easy just creeping into somebody else's territory. Hewlett comes out at running back. Kane Wilson at quarterback. And one of the few times you will see a multiple back set by the Hornets out there. Also in the backfield, Isaiah Webb. Hewlett the deep set back. Kane keeps it himself. Comes off right tackle, stays on his feet at the 40, steps inside, leaps at the 20 like Superman, and gets all the way down to the 12.
What a play by Kane Wilson on a 29-yard run. It was just a power play, on the old school power play that you see. Lead runner, watch. We got the replay here. Watch the running backs, full house backfield, and Kane Wilson just follows him.
Hewlett on the next play as we catch at the very end, and it's just Hewlett saying, well, wait a minute, let's just take it right into the end zone. And Gerald Hewlett now just increases his amount of touchdowns for the season. Touched the ball once, TD, Gerald Hewlett.
Yeah, and he came up, it was just a dive play, right up the middle. He bounces off one tackle. You watch the replay here. As he eludes one tackle, he has many yards after first contact. Another full house backfield, just dive play, one tackle missed. Good blocking downfield. 2 plays, 44 yards. Easy peasy for the Hornets.
They run with Hendricks. Or is that photo that they bring in? That's Dave Hendrick. Comes in for a 2-point conversion. So the Hornets are up 8-0. So let's just take that slowly back. I mean, Kane Wilson makes the leap to get you down there. Gerald Hewlett touches it once, gets a great block by Isaiah Webb to get into the end zone. And then they decide to go for 2 to take an 8-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, on the first 2 plays, it's an easy choice to go for 2 because the holes were so wide open. And Fullerton, as you'll see the 2-point conversion, watch the hole open up as you see it on the screen.
And it's a quarterback keeper. You fake it to the running back. Then Hendrick just follows that offensive line that has gotten better week after week after week. They're not the best yet. Nobody will say that. But if they get another ring thing,
then you'll say.
Then you'll say it.
Yeah, because they opened 3 big enough holes that me, you, Gabby, the TV crew could have walked on by and picked up positive yardage. And down there you got Daquan Wojciechowski, and it looks like Rexford Demazelier. They got some great names on OCC.
So we got Wojo on the far side.
And Rex on the side. Actually, that's not Rexford. So that's going to be Tim Brown.
Okay.
Much easier.
That's a nice name, too, Tim Brown.
And Mark, don't forget, we have listeners all around the country listening from Virginia at AKA_Princess. We got you, 06. Thank you for always joining in.
So the Hornets up by 8 quickly in this one. Wojo's going to take it right at the 3. Leaves a shoe behind. Takes off so quickly. He just left the rubber in the ground and made it up past the 20-yard line. That's speed when you step out of your own shoes. It's like getting up in the morning, climbing out of bed, getting your slippers, and then stepping out of them before you have your first cup of coffee. That's what Wojo did. Daquan Wojciechowski. What a great name. Am I saying that wrong? I'm saying Chow. We'll see. We ought to get clarification on that 14-letter last name. I'm just going to stay with Wojo. Corey says that's a good idea as Pete Mitchell comes in at quarterback. Mitchell down by 8 right now. First down and 10 for the Pirates at 22. Mitchell goes back. Going to throw a little delay. Little hug in the backfield. No flag as the back's trying to sneak his way out. Nico Jackson says, wait a minute. It's bad enough, but when I got 400 pounds on my back, you expect me to run?
Well, Oscar Burgueno, not quite 400, 260 out there. 6'2", 260 out of Chino Hills. The pressure was being put on by Montre Bonner.
Haley out wide to the left. Rutledge out wide to the right. Mitchell looks over, changes things back in the backfield. Nico Jackson back there with him. First down, second down and 10. Going to throw it over, flip it over this side. Comes this direction, throws it to Wolf. And Wolf is just gobbled up by those Lambs, or maybe I should say those Hornets that attacked the Wolf on the sideline.
Yeah, Ibrahim Konati didn't make the tackle, but he made the play. He stood up Wolf, made him go side to side, and that allowed Roy Otto to come and clean up the mess.
So Haley's going to come out wide to the left. Now Wolf goes back in the slot on the left-hand side.
And, Mark, they have a trick play that they'll throw it outside to one of the receivers, and they'll try to hit Mitchell down the field, or excuse me, Rutledge down the field on a long play.
Nico Jackson now switches from left to right in the backfield. Mitchell looks it over. Big third down at 14. Mitchell goes back, feels the pressure from the Hornets. He says, no, I don't have to. I'm going to pick it up. Does he make it? He gets right to the 20, 35. They're going to mark him out at the 35, first down for the Pirates.
Good job by Mitchell. Pete Mitchell did a nice job of not forcing the throw downfield and picking up the first down with his feet.
Pete Mitchell averages 17 yards a game. He's got 121 for the season so far as a running quarterback. Mitchell averaging 183 yards in the air. Looks over the sideline. Nico Jackson from El Toro High School in the backfield for the Pirates. Nico goes from left to right. They hand it off to Nico. Goes right off center. Corey, a nice, tough run by the Pirates straight up the middle.
Yeah, Shane Darso and Caleb Johnson on the stop, but nice job, like you say, up the middle. A little misdirection, trying to freeze the linebackers and pick up 3, 4, 5 yards. In this case, is a good first down pickup.
Jackson looking over the sideline with Mitchell. Second down and 5, right at the 40. Rutledge out wide to the right. On the left-hand side is going to be Brandon Haley. Bailey Wolf in the slot on the right-hand side. Bailey Wolf, 267 yards receiving this season. Mitchell feels the pressure, flips it up, tries to get it out there, but it's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and there's those down linemen we talk about with the Hornets.
Yeah, and that time Shane Darso was in as well as Oscar Burqueno. Caleb Johnson came on a delayed blitz and really pressured Mitchell not to get enough arm on that throw.
Haley stays out wide to the right. Rutledge on the other side. Mitchell looks over, checks his armband, trying to figure out what play to call. Hornets try to clog the middle. Linebackers crawl up on the outside, back off as Mitchell resets it one more time. Caleb Johnson now backs off. Looks like he wants to come from the corner for the Hornets. He does. They flip it over here. Nice pass. Should be at the sticks. We'll see where they mark it. Boy, Corey, I thought the ball was caught at the 45, which would have been a first.
Far side would have it as a first down, but they're going to say near side has it as a fourth down, and I think they're going to go for it one more time.
So Haley comes up a yard short. It looked like where we were that he caught it on the 45. Mitchell comes over. They went for fourth down last time. Couldn't come away with it. The Hornets said, thank you very much for great field position. Pirates come up, I formation, right at the 45. Hand it to the up back. Nico makes it through all the way to the 50. Nice run by Nico Jackson, who refused to go down on the play.
9 touchdowns on the seasons, 4 fumbles lost for Nico Jackson.
Nico averages almost 5 yards a carry, though, when you look at him as a running back. So he's got good numbers so far for the Pirates. Haley out wide to the left. Rutledge out wide to the right. Wojo's going to go in the slot on the right-hand side. Watch him. Not a bad catcher for a running back coming out of the backfield. Mitchell goes to Wojciechowski. Wojciechowski catches it at the 50, sidesteps. He's got a block out in front of him, refuses to go down, gets down across the 34. They're going to mark him for another first down. The Pirates are moving with 8:18 to go. It's the Hornets 8.
And you have the replay, and watch Wojciechowski freeze David Farmer on the outside. Right here, little 1-2, and he goes right by him at the 50. Nice run by Woj. Driven out of bounds by Jacob Jones.
So it'll be first down and 10 at the 35. Mitchell recalling the play. The Hornets want to come. Linebackers walk up defensively. Look over the sidelines. Crawl up on the strong side. Going to throw it out here to the flat. Easily taken there by Rexford because, Corey, I'm not sure we decided how to say that?
The Mausilier.
Thank you. So we're going to take Corey Neyland's pronunciation. Second down and 5 right at the 30. Haley comes to the left. Out wide to the right is going to be Rutledge. Wojo in the slot on the right-hand side. Mitchell keeps looking over there. Nico Jackson now goes to the left. So strong formation, left side of the field for the Pirates. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Mitchell just gets eaten alive at the 40-yard line.
And give that one to Cole McCarty coming straight through. He's playing really well after he was injured earlier in the season. And watch the replay here as he shoots right up in between the A, and there's no one there to stop him.
So loss of 5 brings up a 3rd down and 15 at the 40. 6:38 to go here in the first quarter. It's the Hornets 8, the Pirates 0. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net in conjunction with Hornet TV.
McCarty's now has 1.5 sacks on the season. Now number 5'4" in blue is Devin Hessler and one linebacker.
Mitchell has the blitz once, comes twice. Mitchell says, well, I got to get rid of this ball because there's just too many blue jerseys coming at me.
And it was a good job he overthrew him because DeJuan Dorsey, there wasn't enough separation created by Rutledge. If that ball had been on a dime, it could have been a pick six the other way.
So it brings up a 4th down. And again, now it looks like the Pirates are going to punt it away as they had gone for it. We hear down at the end of the booth, they're saying, wait a minute, now you're not going to go for it? And, of course, who walks into the game? Justin Manyweather with a record sitting right in front of him.
Bartolek averages 37 yards a punt.
So we get timeout on the field. Delay game against the Pirates so they can back it up. Have a little better opportunity to get it inside there. Inside the 20, you look at Bartolek, Corey, so far this season, he's had 7 punts inside the 20.
Yeah, but I don't know if I like that. You give 5 more yards for Justin Manyweather and this special teams unit to work.
Bartolek has had 1 block this season. Here comes the pressure up the middle, off the side of the foot, and it is a shank shot that goes directly out of bounds on the right. Boy, I tell you what, that looked like us teed up at a golf course.
That was about 10 yards. I remember Tracy Thacker, we were down golfing one day. Hit it behind himself.
He did. Tracy actually had a post that was right in front of him, went behind us.
And I had still a better shot than anything I've ever hit.
So it's 6:10 to go. The Hornets are going to take it over at the 30-yard line. Kane Wilson back on the field. Gerald Hewlett in the backfield.
Very
Jordan
fragrant
Huffman.
out here, Mark.
It is. I just got that. Jordan Huffman out wide to the right. Simpson in the slot on the right-hand side. Kane Wilson looks things over. Hewlett in the backfield. First down and 10 to 30. Wilson goes back. Has time to throw. Steps up. Almost has it picked off as he chooses the wrong receiver. And Orange Coast, if they catch it, they're on their way to tie this game.
Yeah, watch the replay here. He stepped up so much in the pocket that he should have just ran it. He already has a 29-yard run already and freed him there, and it's almost picked off. And it looks like it was the linebacker. No, yeah, it was a linebacker out there, Kenny Carmichael.
Hewlett moves from left to right. Wilson says, if you're going to go that way, let me fake it, and throws it to Abdul Haq coming across the middle of the field. Malik Abdul Haq just is it's Wilson. I'm sorry, and I apologize for that one. I'm trying to get Abdul Haq a catch so bad this season. Malik's out there all the time. Wilson, who had a big game last week against Palomar, comes up with another big catch. First down and 10 at the 42. Gerald Hewlett takes it up right off a left tackle. Struggles to get 4 on the play.
And that was a 25-yard pass play on the pass play before to Wilson. And a nice job, that defense for OCC. Andrew Umo, Daniel Garcia, Mason Mataafa, Capono Laguisen, who is the team's leading tackler, Brandon Safford, Kenny Carmichael, Josh Nelson.
Isaiah Webb now in at running back. Kane Wilson goes back again, throws it out here. And when you're always thinking it's going to go to somebody, well, it's got to go to Noah Hoffman, your big tight end that sneaks out there and gets another first down for the Horn.
Brought down by Anthony Dixon, who's also a starter. Rounding out is Gasper Atencio and Nicholas Ebanks.
Malik Abdul-Haq is to the far side of the field. Isaiah Webb at the running back. They hand it off to Webb. Webb up the middle. Coughs the ball up. Picked up at the 15 and goes down. Isaiah Webb puts it on the ground, and Orange Coast comes away with it.
Yeah, and it was a nice job by Kenny Carmichael to force the turnover, his forced fumble, and picked up. Watch the replay here. Isaac Brown on the recovery. Just a simple play, trap play up the middle. Lane opens up in that zone block. And actually, it wasn't Carmichael who forced the fumble. It was Brandon Safford, and Anthony Dixon recovered it, and Fullerton driving has nothing.
Haley comes out wide to left. Wolf in the slot on the right-hand side with Rutledge. Nico Jackson moves from left to right. Mitchell, shotgun formation, goes back. Throws it to Nico Jackson, trying to sneak out of the backfield. And I tell you what, with all those blue jerseys, that's like trying to sneak out of the front door with your mom and dad waiting for you.
Yeah, that's the play that we've been waiting for Roy Otto since his freshman season last year. He's really shown that he's one of the better linebackers in the conference. Top 5 in sacks and tackles as well. Roy Otto, nice job out of Channel Islands.
So Nico Jackson was put on restriction, loses 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 13 for the Pirates. Everybody thought this game at this point, with 4:20 to go in the first quarter, might be a little more lopsided. The Pirates are staying with the Hornets in this first quarter. Well, they decide they're going to run reverse, Corey, and they can't run it because Wojo just says, wait a minute. If he was put on restriction, I've been told to stay after school as he loses 5 more yards on that running play.
Yeah, Montre Bonner was first in the backfield. And if you see the replay here, you'll see Montre doesn't miss tackles often, but Fullerton playing their assignments creates havoc there and cleaned up. And it looks like, again, Roy Otto, second. He's going to get half a tackle on that one, as well as as well as Jamichael Moore.
So the clock is wound. Haley comes out wide to left. Wojo goes in the slot on the right-hand side.
Kari Henley and Cameron Powell now the safeties. Dangerous spot if OCC is going to pass it. They're not going to want to throw anything to the outside because you know Fullerton in this area is going to jump the route.
Rutledge, far right-hand side of the field. Third down and about 16 for the Pirates. Mitchell looks over. So far, it's got to get some protection. Mitchell says, I'm going to take it myself. Gets away from one tackle, but that's about it. It's really they run to the ball carrier defensively.
It's safe play. And here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to kick it to Justin in this area because not only does Justin feel the palpability of this return, but his special teams unit, they want to get it as well.
And we've talked about it when you look at it so far. Longest kick this year, Bartolek, is 52 yards. He needs one like that right now, standing on his own goal line. Little end over end. Yeah, he gets away from Justin. Justin's looking for the good bounce. Doesn't get the good bounce as it rolls out of bounds at the 50. Corey, you saw him waiting for that ball to kick back towards him. And if it did, he was going to pick it up and take off running.
Yeah, that was a better punt because it bounced out of bounds. If that had a bounce to him, he still had 15 yards between him and the first gunner. That would be advantage to any offense or any punt return team in that situation.
We have a flag down at the 28-yard line.
It might be against Cody Darrell blocking and little extracurricular blocking as well. And Mark, you're going to get the new other quarterback, Ladarius Skelton, coming into the ball game.
So we get personal foul against the Hornets. That's going to mark them back 15 yards. It should be first down and 10 at the 35 then.
Yeah, and it is against Darrell. And Mark, we were talking a little bit with Ryan and Richie earlier about the 2 quarterback system that they have, and we'll see if they have something to say about that.
Well, and it's interesting. I talked to a few people about Ladarius Skelton down on the field because he's looked like he has been off a little on his throws. Found the response very interesting when it comes to it. Skelton in the backfield. Full house backfield again. Hewlett right up the middle. It's a gain of 2. Conversation about Ladarius Skelton at quarterback. When I asked if he's having problems, I was told Skelton hasn't been in the program long enough like Kane Wilson. And that was one of the things I was told, that Ladarius Skelton came in late. And Corey, he sees things that aren't there as a quarterback right now. Jordan Huffman goes out wide to the left. Skelton keeps it himself, stays on his feet, gets back to line of scrimmage. Good defense by Orange Coast College. They're waiting for that quarterback option. And Salvador Ochoa, the defensive back, comes up quickly to make the stop on it for Orange Coast College. Now the down marker looks like it's, boy, that's an ugly down marker. It should say 3. Looks like it says 2. Skelton goes back, going deep, looking for Huffman. There's lots of pushing. We'll get a flag, and I'm going to think it's against the Hornets. Corey, I got to ask you, you're calling that against pass interference against the Hornets?
Huffman should be offensive pass interference. Did you see him push off at the end on this replay? Both of them are jostling back and forth. But you'll see it here right there at the end. He pushes off to create room. And, yeah, that was offensive pass interference. Gasper Atencio was on the coverage.
And we get a late flag by the official over here on the sideline. Tim Burns has gone over twice to the same official and said stuff. And I'm wondering if the official is going to give a sideline warning. Richie, Ryan, you got something to tell us down there?
Yeah, you guys were talking about the 2 quarterback system. You know, both these
I'm
quarterbacks
looking
would
for
really
him.
like to be in there, get more time in, but they're both great team players and are fine doing the 2 quarterback system. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Richie. And 15 yards on the 10 yards on the pass interference, 15 yards on the Fullerton College bench, and that was Tim Burns, and they're backed up 25 yards now.
So we're going to move it back, and it's going to be 3rd, and we're going to be in Newport Beach, and we're heading for Yorba Linda. So it's about a 30-minute drive. It'll be 3rd and 30 minutes if you take the 14 bus up Harbor to get here. Darius Skelton says, that's okay. I've got a sports car. Let's see if I can get there in less time. Gerald Hewlett goes in motion. Ladarius Skelton says, yes, I am going to take it myself. Mark stays there and once again gets a gain of 4 on the play. So pass interference, and Tim Burns pushes the offense back further than the defense did.
Yeah, an excellent recovery by Daniel Garcia, one of the defenders to watch. He's got 4.5 sacks on the season. That leads the team along with 9 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. He looks like an all-conference performer, but they knew the quarterback draw was coming.
So tight formation on the punt. Wojo's going to stand at the 40 for the Pirates. Waiting for it. High, end over end. Wojo signals late for a fair catch. He's looking for a flag, but that was a very late fair catch. And they get a flag at the last second. Boy, howdy. I tell you what, Corey, that's a flag you pick up.
Yeah, the back judge and the side judge, watch the replay here. Watch when he raises his hand right there. You can't really stop in that 5-yard marker. And he does a good job of coming up. That's the long snapper of avoiding contact. They'll pick up this flag, or they should pick up this flag, and give them 5 yards. But again, the back judge had the call.
They're not going to pick it up.
Yeah, and the field judge came in after Wojciechowski asked for the call. Goes to break for OCC, the Pirates. Let's see if they can do something with the break.
So Mitchell comes back out. Nico Jackson in the backfield with him. Kristen Pryor now comes out wide to left. Wojo in the slot on the left-hand side. Rutledge out wide to the right. First down and 10 at the 40 for the Pirates. Hornets 8, the Pirates 0. 19 seconds to go in this half. Mitchell throws it over here, and The Hornet defense read the play, and if not for Pryor getting in the way, that's a pick.
Well, that was almost picked off twice because Montre Bonner held up his rush, jumped up. Watch the replay here. Watch Montre almost tip it. Then Jay Brown come underneath right there. And that's a good throw. That's another pick.
And if it's not for Kristen Pryor pushing on him, it probably is a pick. 2nd down and 10 at the 40. Mitchell quickly brings him back out, says, guys, we need to run it better. Mitchell goes back, looks over, throws the Rutledge in the flat. Caught. They're going to call it a catch at the stick. Maybe about 6 inches short. It'll bring up a 3rd down and a very makeable first for the Pirates.
49th catch on the season for Rutledge. He's got 6 touchdowns as long as 63 in this first quarter, going the way of the Pirates, even though they're down.
So as we come to the end of the first quarter, it's the Hornets 8, the Pirates 0. You're watching Hornet football on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with Fullerton College TV. All our sponsors here on SportsNetUSA.net. Miller Toyota of Anaheim. If you need that newer used Toyota, maybe you just need to shine up that Toyota that you got. Well, there's no better place to go. Located at Euclid and the 91, Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, high school sports, and most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Of course, Corey Neyland's eating a donut over here on my right. He wishes it was a zombie donut, because that would just sugarize him to the extreme. Zombie Donuts, a proud sponsor of SportsNetUSA.net. Of course, he can eat his donuts. Well, a sponsor for Fullerton College Sports, the Doghouse. That's right, chili, sauerkraut, cheese, onions on a big fat hot dog. The Doghouse, located on Chapman, right next to Cal State Fullerton. All proud sponsors of Hornet football on SportsNetUSA.net.
Yeah, that other chili and donut restaurant didn't work, so.
Hey, that's
to the Doghouse. And also want to thank Tom Duff as well. As always, we always miss Tom at these home games. That's the true Fullerton College football historian.
Yeah, that's right. You and him can talk record. So we get ready for this second quarter. It's the Hornets 8. That's right. It's not a typo. It's not a misprint. It's 8-0. This is a team that devours other teams. And right now, the Pirates they're getting ready to get some booty. Right now, they're going after the Hornets. That's as close as I get to. All right, well, Corey Neyland's sort of looking at me saying, I'm glad Halloween is over. I know I didn't scare Richie or Ryan. They're still down on the field. As the Pirates come out, Mitchell. I formation for the Pirates. Jackson, the up back. Wojo, the deep setback. They hand it up to Nico Jackson. Up the middle. Refuses to go down. Boy, what a tough runner Nico Jackson is. He's got 680 yards. He averages 85 yards a game, almost 5 yards a carry. 9 touchdowns this season so far, and he can move it because his longest run is 40 yards for the Pirates. Pryor comes out wide to the right. Wojo comes over on the right-hand side. Rutledge goes far to the left. Jackson stays in the backfield with Mitchell. Mitchell in a shotgun formation. Goes back, looking for Rutledge. Rutledge gives a little hand, lays out, touchdown, and he holds on to it. What a catch by the Pirates.
And Mitchell did what a good quarterback is supposed to do. Give your guy a chance to make the catch and make the play. And with James Rutledge, that's his 50th catch, his 7th touchdown of the season. You'll see the replay. He stands 6'3". Jay Brown is only about 5'10". Lofts it up, gets a step, lays out like he's supposed to. Got that triangle formation underneath and makes an outstanding catch and an outstanding throw.
Corey Lewis comes in. The point is up. The point is good. Oh, I tell you what. Talk about a crippled duck just getting back into the lake. Well, that's what happened. Got home to mama and gets a point on the board with 14:39 to go. That's right. We're in the second quarter. It's the Hornets 8. Orange Coast College Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with Fullerton College TV. And let's give a big shout out We'll see what happens in the playoffs, but this will be our last regular season game coming to an end. And I can't thank everybody enough with Hornet Television. If you want to find a career, this is the place to go. You see the way these young men and women handle this game, the directors, the sound people, everybody. Thank you all for the outstanding job you do for us here to get us on the air here on SportsNetUSA.net. Pooch kick. Taking it to 35. Knee goes down quickly, so they're going to call Shane Darso, defensive end out of Villa Park High School, who said, wait a minute, I'm a running back. Watch my form. He looked like, you know who he looked like then? He looked like Ryan Osborne. Whoops. Went down on one knee. Of course, Ryan Osborne's probably limping over on the sidelines right now, saying, oh, you know. There's Ryan Osborne down to the field, one of our sideline reporters with Richie Melgoza. Guys, nice to see you down there. Isaiah Webb takes it, dips the outside, turns the corner, stays on his feet. Love the speed from this young man. Every time he gets to the outside, he gets at least 5 yards.
Yeah, you love the speed, but he's got to be more decisive on that. He needs to turn that up a little bit sooner, and he's picking up 15 instead of 5 on that run.
Ladarius Skelton still in at quarterback. Jordan Huffman out wide to left. Skelton at quarterback. Webb in the backfield. They give it to Webb again. A little pitch to the right side. Webb says, well, Corey, you want me to turn quicker, stay on my feet, get down the field, quick pitch or a pass play, since now they're calling those pass plays, and gets a nice pickup of 15.
Sussex, Wisconsin, Hamilton High School, Isaiah Webb, he has 4 touchdowns on the season, and he's really been getting run ever since that Moore Park game.
Dave Fleming comes out wide to left with Devontae Richardson. They give the Webb coming around the left side, gets hit in the backfield. Flag on the play, so we'll see what that flag is for.
Should be against the Hornets, or it's going to be offsides against OCC.
So they're going to call offsides against the Pirates. Richie Ryan, I tell you what, it's as quiet on the sidelines as it is on the field right now. You guys are just standing there, not doing much, and it seems like that's the attitude of the team on the sideline. Very quiet on the sideline right now. Ladarius Skelton looks over the sideline. They've got it just across the 50. Hewlett comes back in the game. Justin Manyweather comes in. Simpson, so Huffman, Simpson, Manyweather out to the left. Wilson out wide to the right. Skelton in the backfield. Straight up the middle, taken there by Hewlett. Hewlett gets a gain of 7. First down for the Hornets.
In Fullerton College offensive line right now, Rashad Davis, James Stanton, Eric Pulliam, Samuel Davis.
Skelton quickly comes out looking for somebody to throw. Throws it to Justin Manyweather. Manyweather gets it. Gets knocked out of bounds at the 1.
I'll reset that line. Samuel Davis, big 5'3". 6'5" is going to be Jacob Jankovic. The center, number 60, is Rashad Harris. 76 is James Stanton. And 67 will be Eric Pulliam.
The Hornets trying to move once again. Skelton this time keeps it himself, wants to throw, throws off his back, but Simpson all by himself. Touchdown, Hornets.
Flag on the play.
On the field. Ryan, hey, let's get down to Ryan, because Ryan, it seems dead on that sidelines. If we could find out what's going on down there.
Yeah, down here on the sideline, just like you mentioned, Mark, it's really quiet down here, and most of that is attributed to the fact that Orange Coast is working a lot slower on offense. We all got to talk to Coach Robinson before the game, and he said that they would like to use, or Orange Coast would like to use most of the play clock and slow things down. That is what is bringing down the attitude of the Fullerton College sidelines right now. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. So they're going to move that back. Darius Skelton gets really quick back to the line of scrimmage. Keeps it himself, goes straight up the middle, off left tackle. Gets a gain of 4 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down right at the 35. So Skelton at quarterback, Hewlett in the backfield. Wilson far to the left, Huffman far to the right with Simpson. Justin Manyweather Goes out in the flat. They throw it to Justin Manyweather at the flat. Turns inside, heads upfield at the sticks, gets across the 30. First down.
And a nice job by the Fullerton College offense using this short game to try to go long. They already have one long passer to Ryan Wilson.
Once again, Skelton keeps it himself, turns the corner, follows his blocker down the field. Big young man following Wilson gets across the 10 all the way down to the 9-yard line.
A 21-yard gain for Wilson, and that's what he does well. That read option with Hewlett, he brings him up. Solaren is doing a nice job setting the edge, making Skelton keep it.
First and goal, right across the 10. Skelton going to take it himself, gets a nice block by Hewlett, flips over, acrobatic turn for a touchdown.
And Ladarius Skelton, 10th rushing touchdown of the season. It's a design quarterback draw. Nice job up front there. You see Jankovic, Hewlett down the field, and he just jumps over, leaps in, touchdown, Hornets.
Gerald Hewlett seals the seam for that touchdown. Hey, you know what? I'm glad the plane landed. My ears popped. I can hear much better now.
And Skelton now over 800 yards rushing.
Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So with 12:05 to go, will the Hornets increase it or they go back to their original lead? It's now the Hornets 15, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet USA.net in conjunction with Fullerton College TV. You see that? All we had to do was get Ryan Osborne involved, and the Hornets moved on down the field. So we're going to give Ryan Osborne, well, what are we going to do? Give him 3 carries for 20 yards on that one?
No.
Okay.
Ladarius over 800 yards on the season. Hewlett now over 500 yards rushing this season. So a good job, good rushing attack for the Hornets.
Antonio Estrada will kick it off for the Hornets. Tim Brown. Back with Wojo for Orange Coast College. Pirates hanging in there with 12:05 to go here in the second quarter. They're staying close. Onside kick, and it's kicked completely sideways, and the Hornets are hoping, and Corey, Orange Coast stood there and stared at it. If it kicks another yard forward, that's a live football, and the Hornets can jump on it.
What Orange Coast should have done is tried to get past the blocker, scoop it up, and take it in for a touchdown. They were a little bit too passive on that onside kick opportunity. That was not a good kick either.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Cross the 50, marked down at the 44. Mitchell comes in.
You see number 4 on the near side, new cornerback Davion Bullock. Kareem McDonald is the far side 5'2" defensive end for the Hornets.
Christian Pryor out wide to the right. Rutledge out wide left. Nico Jackson in the backfield. Mitchell looks over. They look at their armbands to find out what the plays are. They call out a number, and that lets them know what they're running. 1st down and 10. Mitchell looks, pulls it down, wants to take off running, and gets up to the 40. I think a very successful run. I thought he was going to get caught in the backfield.
Well, he was caught in the backfield by Kareem McDonald. Brought him down. He was losing his feet. Got bumped off of the tackle. And Mitchell does a nice job of moving forward to get some yards.
Rutledge stays out far left. Wojo goes from the far left side now into the slot on the left side. Christian Pryor stays out wide to the right. Nico Jackson, the running back, with Mitchell. 2nd down and 6 at the 40-yard line. Mitchell, quick little count. He's getting pressure, walks away from the pressure, has nobody to throw to, and a coverage sack for the Hornets.
Team's second leading tackler, Roy Otto, picks up sack number 4.5 as the replay comes. You see the coverage down the field. DeJuan Dorsey jumps the route. That's taken away. Comes to the right side. Davion Bullock takes that pass away. Roy Otto is there to make the stop.
3rd down and 11 at the 45 for the Pirates. So the Pirates just trailing by 8. The Hornets got on the board first. They went for a 2-pointer. It looked like it was going to be another Saturday for Fullerton College. The Pirates answer, and right now, with 10 minutes to go, it's an 8-point football game. Mitchell goes back, steps up, and when he does, they're going to get him behind the line of scrimmage, so another sack for the defense for Fullerton College.
And that'll be Joey Noble, who is on the bottom of the sack, along with Oscar Burgueno. So again, these 4 starting defensive linemen for Fullerton and the guys who come in after are very special. They're borderline on exceptional defensive front play.
Justin Manyweather standing at the 10, looking for something that he can catch. They've kicked away from him the last 2 weeks. They do again. Manyweather runs over there, knows he has no opportunity. The ball takes a bounce on behalf of Orange Coast and goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it out at the 1. An exceptional kick for the Pirates here on Sportsnet USA.net. Hey, next week, a little Fullerton College basketball on Sportsnet USA.net. Corey Neyland's going to be out there with Richie Melgoza, Ryan Osborne, and the rest of the class. Fullerton College Classic next Wednesday and Friday night, and then a video away game next week at Golden West College. That's right, it's family reunion day up in the booth. Rashawn Haylock, Andrew King, Corey Neyland, Mark Pavlovich, Ed Ford calling the action. Kane Wilson says, we'll watch this, the longest pass in Hornet history. 99 yards. No, he's going to run it himself. Kane Wilson looks for a block at the 10, turns the corner, stays on his feet at the 20, the 25. He said, Mr. Pavlovich, I was going 99. Oh, okay, maybe I wasn't. As he gets driven out of bounds at the 26.
The longest run play in Fullerton College Hornet history is 99 yards by Jeff Andrews.
Pitch it out to Isaiah Webb. Webb takes it himself. Outruns his blockers as Webb steps on the gas. And, Corey, you have 2 blockers out in front of him. Pullum turns around and looks and says, wait a minute, to James Stanton. Who was that guy that just flew by us?
And I'm sorry, that's Andrew Greer with the longest run from scrimmage, 99 yards. Jeff Andrews is the team's leading rusher of all time. Well, let's get those guys confused.
So we have an Orange Coast player down at the 40. Timeout on the field. Here with 9:31 to go. It's the Hornets 15, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, you brought up records. So mythical record maker. Where is Montre Bonner?
No mythical record breaker. No mythical record breaker. Okay, I'm trying to get that out quick. Since no one else has contradicted me, it is the record. Because they can't understand me.
So what is the record, Mr. Record Breaker? I'll get you in a second. Whoa.
When they come back on defense, we'll let you know.
Well, the officials go, wait a minute, what did Corey Neyland just say?
Exactly, the mythical record breaker.
There we go. Wow. Everybody's confused. Even up in the booth, Ryan Osborne down the side. Look at Ryan Osborne looking at you like, it's what? It's who?
See, they don't get to do that. We didn't go down to the field and said, nope.
Kane Wilson said, let's speed it up. Corey, we need to get somebody else on the air. Kane Wilson looking over at Ryan and Richie going, come on, you two guys can talk. Isaiah Webb goes, I need to get away from the booth. I'm going to move from left to right. Kane Wilson says, give it to Webb. Webb turns the corner here near side of the field. Gets driven out of the bounds at the 44-yard line.
That's a good tackle. Brings it up. KJ Walker makes the stop. And KJ Walker says, like Dennis, 3 out of 4 people in the Fullerton broadcast booth can talk.
2nd down and 8. Kane Wilson looks over, goes back. We get a flag. Should be motion. It is against the Hornets in the middle of the line.
The Hornets are a little bit discombobulated as well. Not as smooth as what we've seen. And Mark, tight end, Spencer Owens in the game, 6'4", 250 out of Lakewood High School. When he's in the game, he usually gets the ball thrown to him.
Devontae Richardson out wide to the right. Fleming in the slot on the right-hand side. Isaiah Webb takes it Off tackle on the right-hand side. Cuts in quickly. Gets a gain of 4 on the play. Brings up a 3rd down and 8 because of the penalty. Gerald Hewlett comes back in the game along with Hewlett. Robert Downs the third. Goes out wide to the right. Devontae Richardson far to the right. Kane Wilson goes back, looks in that direction. Now he comes back to left-hand side, looking across the middle of the field. Marcus Grossman, who has come back, and we have not heard much from him, gets targeted, but the pass is not close.
Yeah, and he's still not 100% Marcus Grossman, because you might have seen him try to leap for that pass and make a one-handed grab.
So Wojo comes back in the game. 15-8 with 8:23 to go. 15-7, excuse me, with 8:23 to go.
And Mark, give it to that Pirate defense who had nowhere to go. Kane Wilson had nowhere to go on that pass.
It was the pressure. High, end over end. Wojo signals for a fair catch. Takes it right at the 20, and they're going to find him down there. So with 8:16 to go here in the second quarter, it's Fullerton College 15, Orange Coast College 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. The guys are on the move. They're looking like they ought to be doing something. Smile up here at the booth. Then they're going to disappear someplace with the defensive squad out here, or the offensive squad. We'll see what happens. Mitchell brings it back out, says, hey, let's tie up this game. First down and 10 at the 20 for the Pirates. Haley out wide to the right. Rutledge out wide to the left. Mitchell looks over the sideline, gets the signal, tries to find what play. Nico Jackson gets ready. Run it to Nico Jackson. He turns the corner, sidesteps after he gets outside the end, gets up to the 30. Gain of 7 on the play.
Got a scoring update in Grossmont. Second quarter, Golden West 6, Grossmont nothing.
Bring up a second down for the Pirates. Haley stays out here on the right-hand side. Rutledge stays out on the left. Nico Jackson sits there. It's 15-7 in this game. That's right, with 7:43 to go. It is a 1 touchdown and a 2-point conversion game. That's the difference so far in this first half. Mitchell tries to get it somebody short, hops a pass to Rutledge. You say it's got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm going to say Montre Bonner got his left hand on that and deflected his second pass of the season. And now speaking of Montre, that mythical sack record, I'm going to say he holds it because we got records going back to 2008. We don't have anything going back further than that. Single season, he's tied with two other players for 17 tackles for loss in the season. That was last season. And sacks in the season, tied with Tyler Stepney, 11 last season.
Hornets almost jumped defensively. There should be third down. Don't like the down marker over there. Third down. Mitchell's got to find somebody. Throws it up. Rutledge, nice catch. He wanted the ball much more as a wide receiver and went up and caught it and brought it down for a first.
Yeah, Ibrahim Konoti is not as aggressive on the corner. If you see the replay, watch him wait and not advance on the ball, and watch James Rutledge be that big guy to box out and go up for the ball. Nice job at throw by Mitchell.
Mitchell looks over, first down and 10, right at the 35. We're at the 7-minute mark here in the first half. Mitchell looks over. Jackson still in the backfield. Everybody glancing down. Haley gets the number, finds out what they're running. Wide to the right. They change it up just a little. Here come the linebackers. They come up on the snap. And Mitchell says, excuse me, I was just trying to get into a different shirt, and you guys attacked me.
Caleb Johnson was actually in the shirt. That's why he couldn't put it on. He comes up with a big sack. Watch the replay as the right side comes out, and that opens up the lane for Caleb Johnson. Good job of Joey Noble and Montre Bonner. You see the square, fundamental football hit by Johnson.
Loss of 5 on the play. Mitchell.
And I like that angle on that hit. You saw what the quarterback is looking at.
Saw his head snap back, too. I like the camera work was beautiful. Thank you very much, because it really made you feel football. Nico Jackson says, well, I've got it. Let me see if I can run out of a tackle. I like this young man as a running back, Corey. He's much more powerful than you think he is.
Yeah, Johnson is there on the stop. Nico Jackson, nice job. 6'2", 215 out of El Toro.
3rd down and 8. Mitchell looks over. Haley's still out wide to the right. Rutledge out wide to the left. Wojo in the slot on the left-hand side. Nico looks over. Their big 3rd down play. That's right. The Pirates are playing the Hornets close to even. The Hornets are only up by 8. Mitchell goes back. Here comes the pressure. Mitchell steps out, flips it up, and then overshoots his receiver. Looking for Rutledge down the field, who was covered on the same play by
Canody.
Is that how you said? Okay.
Ibrahim.
So the Hornets. And now Justin Manyweather wants to come in.
I'm sorry, Canody.
Canody? Okay,
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I got it right. Justin Manyweather wants one that he can handle, Corey. They kicked away from him now for 2 consecutive weeks.
And I'd kick away from him from 3 consecutive weeks.
And that's what they do. Straight for the sidelines, and it goes out of bounds. And Justin Manyweather, did you just see the way he turned to the bench with his hands like, what the heck?
And that's smart play. I'm not giving you 6 points or the opportunity for 6 points, as you see Kareem McDonald, 52 there, in that Fullerton defense going over and talking strategy.
Devin Hessler was over there also on the sideline. Now wide to the right, Devontae Richardson. Robert Downs the third in the slot on the right-hand side. Hewlett goes in motion from left to right. They throw to Hewlett out here at the 30. Gets a block, goes down the sideline, cuts in the middle. They're going to call him stepping out of bounds right across the 46. And he had Jordan Huffman. Corey, go ahead and watch this. Jordan Huffman just blocks as he comes out here in the flat. Kane Wilson gives it to him. Jordan Huffman is in front of him. He comes down. Jordan Huffman throws the block initially there. All he has to do is cut back inside behind Jordan Huffman, and that's touchdown.
Yeah, and that's what he does, but he stepped on that line. Good camera work again.
Hewlett says, well, wait a minute. Let me stutter step. I'll turn the corner. Try again. You notice they see the camera works really nice over here. They're running towards those Fullerton College cameras because of the camera work right now.
Everybody likes FaceTime. Daniel Garcia gets some FaceTime and bring Hewlett down after a gain of 5.
Kane Wilson, a quarterback. Hewlett in the backfield. Marcus Grossman goes in motion from left to right. Kane Wilson goes back, steps up, throws at the big hands, Grossman. Grossman takes a move, looks for a block, sidestep, stays inside, and Grossman gets Huffman to make a block, and Robert Downs the third. And what a great run and catch by Marcus Grossman. As we watch it, too, as the Hornets quickly come up, but you watch old big hands back on the field. Cutting across the middle, and it's right there on the dime. Kane Wilson stretches it out one more time. Who's he go to? Well, he turns around and says, Robert Downs the third. This one is for you. So Robert Downs the third, and we'll see that in a second too, gets in for another touchdown for the Hornets.
And that's his 4th of the year, and Robert Downs the third. You'll see the replay here. When they go up tempo, Kane Wilson is decisive, roll out, good pattern. Nice little corner pattern, a short corner at the 5. And all he does is breaks the plane there for an easy 6 for the Hornets.
And what made that play possible is Devontae Richardson runs the defender out of the play. The ball is spotted. The kick is up. And the kick is good. With 4:07 to go, it's now the Hornets 22, the Pirates 7. We're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Guys, Richie.
And guys,
Okay. And again, I'm going to go back. Corey, Devontae Richardson runs the defensive back out of there. Robert Downs the third goes underneath, and that's what causes it. So you don't get any credit if you're Devontae Richardson. But if you don't run the right route, Robert Downs the third is not open for a touchdown.
And with Marcus Grossman, he's still number 9 all-time career receiving yardage list for Fullerton. Now number 10 with 68 receptions for a career. He needs 1 to get 9, 2 to get tied for 8.
So the Hornets they're trying to open up the lead. Wojo back deep with Brown.
We're going to go down to Richie after the kickoff, see what he has for us.
And there's another whiff. Strike 2. You know, that looks like a Dodger hitter right now at the plate.
So right now, Shane Darso is going to have to tee it up.
Tony Estrada says, I look like one of those big Dodger hitters.
All of them? We're not sorry, Ryan. And it took him 7 games to get a hit, too. Couldn't even do that.
Little line drive. This is going to hook. Wojo lets it go over his head and goes out of the end zone.
So, Richie, what you got down there?
Hey guys, Coach Campbell over here on the sidelines really praising his offensive line, saying they're doing a really good job. It's the skill players who need to tighten up and made some adjustments. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Rich.
So that much non-talked about offensive line is getting love from Coach Garrett on the sidelines, and the skill players aren't getting much right now. You think the coach thinks it should be 42-7 in the first half? It sort of sounds like it here on SportsNetUSA.net. Mitchell brings it back out. The Pirates playing the Hornets close to the vest in this first half here at Shapell Stadium. Trying a running attack, and that defensive line only 55 yards on the ground this season. Brian Crook says it's because of passing, but Corey, I think it's a good defensive line that knows pass rush and line on running rush.
Yeah, because that offense, Fullerton's offense gets up early so quickly that the other teams are passing a lot and not running as much. It's a combination. And Fullerton with 55, that's better than last year's team. And the points allowed per game, it's also better than last year's national championship team as well. That was redundant, I'm sorry.
Mitchell brings him back out, looking for something. Pryor over here wide to the right. Throw it back over to the left. Nice little quick in pattern, and maybe that's something that'll start the engine again for the Pirates here to move them up the field as they get enough for a first down at the 35.
Again, the Rutledge, a big body working on smaller bodies, it always pays dividends, and that's a first down. A little bit more play action pass, as you see. In the shotgun, they're bringing in Jackson and Woj to counteract that rush for Fullerton.
So look over the sideline. It's 22-7 here with 3 minutes to go in the first half. That's right. I know you're used to more, but the Pirates are playing an excellent ball control game against the Hornets today. Hornets come with a big blitz. Mitchell throws it up for grab. Rutledge's going to try and run underneath it, and he gets the contact he wanted, Corey. Now, I've seen where you go out and say, hit me, I need that insurance check. That's exactly. Watch it on this replay right here.
Yeah, we like this replay because you'll see both guys going for it. Jay Brown is in position all the way. If he doesn't make any hand movement, yeah, that's pass interference. It's good defense until he puts unneeded hands on James Rutledge.
So that's going to move it to midfield.
Yeah, and you saw it right there, right at the end in the slow-mo, that he put his hands on. Whenever you put your hands on him, that's interference.
So it'll be first down and 10 at the 50. We're under 3 minutes, 2:46 to go. It's the Hornets 22, the Pirates 7. Mitchell looks over the sideline. Orange Coast, a white jersey, blue pants, orange piping. Mitchell goes back, steps up quickly, goes to Rutledge. Rutledge going down enough concentration to catch it for a first down.
And you see with that long 20-yard, 25-yard pass play, even though it wasn't completed, it opens up that 10-yard gain, and no one was around.
Rutledge averaging 15 yards a catch, 98 yards a game so far for Orange Coast this season. So having spectacular numbers for the Pirates. Mitchell goes back, first down and 10. Fakes it over there. Wojo gets it. Wojo gets a nice block by Pryor on the outside. We're going to get a flag against Pryor. I think that's where the hold might be called.
And Brian Crooks is not happy with the Ibrahim Konati.
We watched the replay on here, Corey.
Because you see him come out. All he has to do is keep exploding through to make the tackle. He gets blocked. And that's an iffy hold. I'm not sure about that. They're going to back it up, but I like the play rather than a hold.
I saw the judge over the sideline. Pryor walked up to him, and Corey, he took a hand gesture and said, "You pulled him into you." That's the only gesture I could figure out. That's a guess on my part, but that's what he suggested to Pryor. Yeah, you had him, but then you pulled him in. And I think that's when they called the holding motion against Orange Coast. That's going to move him back to the 50. It'll be first down and about 19 for the Pirates. We're at 2 minutes exactly here in the first half. It's the Hornets 22, the Pirates 7.
Mark, watch the edges with McDonald and Bonner.
Mitchell throws it over to Wojo. It's a double pass. There you go to Rutledge, and Rutledge was all by himself. A perfect setup. You called this play before it even happened in this game.
Yeah, watch the replay. This is a play they ran last week against Golden West. Woj has it. If he makes even if he makes a better throw, that's 6 points, because they had Cameron Powell beat on the play. And Rutledge last week on the play dropped the pass. So it's a play that's going to work if it can be completed.
So incomplete pass on a trick play, a little chicanery, little April's Fools in November. Mitchell says, "We got to do something. Help me out." Wojo says, "I'll take it." Turns the corner, stays on his feet, almost gets to the 40-yard line. 1:40 to go in this first half. Richie Melgozo will be catching. Tim Burns coming off the field at halftime. Ryan Osborne will have a halftime guest for you. Third down. So Orange Coast should add a touchdown with 1:19 to go. They go back. Mitchell keeps it himself, stays on his feet. Tries to cut at the 35, gets knocked down here. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 7 timeout on the field. So the Hornets call a timeout with 1:06 to go in the first half. It's the Hornets 22, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net, in conjunction with Fullerton College TV. And let me bring it up once again. We have seen some marvelous shots here in this game so far. We saw Mitchell the one time just get recoiled when he got taken down in the backfield by beautiful camera work by the young men and young women here for Fullerton College TV. If you really want to find a career, no better place to go than Fullerton College TV to find out about the industry. And we're talking television, journalism, working in the radio industry. You can find what you want to find. We know the well-noted theater department over there of the old days, Todd Glenn, Bob Jensen. So you want to get into the arts? No better place to go. Just take a ride down the street here, right on Chapman, right there at Lemon, on the corner, one of the oldest community colleges in the nation, Fullerton College TV, the best in the West. You want to learn the game, learn it there first, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Mitchell comes out looking for something. Corey throws to Rutledge. Oh, again. I can't say enough about this big man.
Watch the replay. Watch him go grab the ball out of the air and don't wait for it to come to it. He feels DeJuan Dorsey coming up, slow it down, and he has strong hands to bring it down, and then have the presence of mind to fall forward to make sure they get the first down.
What a beautiful football play by Orange Coast College. Mitchell goes back. The pressure comes up. Sidesteps, runs into one of those big men from the Hornets. If you're a Pirate fan, you've got to be saying a lot about this football program today. They refuse to go away against a very tough, reigning national champion in community college football, this Fullerton College Hornet football team. We're down to the last 42 seconds in this first half. Don't go away because it's the Hornets 22, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on SportsNetUSA.net. Golden West College currently going on right now on SportsNetUSA.net. Don't forget LA Valley College, and of course next week, that's right, basketball comes walking back into our world. Perry Webster's team, who came close last year. Perry expects bigger and better things this year. So, I mean, if you're close, well, then you got to get closer. And that's what Perry's looking for this year on SportsNetUSA.net. Mitchell brings him out. Pryor goes out wide to the right. Rutledge goes out wide to the left. Mojo in the slot on the left-hand side. Second down and 8. Mitchell looks over. The Hornets come up. They time it well. Mitchell's got a hand in there. Rutledge says, I'll go and get it. Steps on the back of the defender's ankles. And, Corey, that's one where you just can't run under. Dorsey was with him stride for stride.
Yeah, they're going for the fade route. And if Dorsey lets him behind, that's a good play by the offense. But Dorsey does a nice job keeping the receiver in front of them without impeding their progress.
Third down and 8. The Hornets bringing him up the middle. They do it again. Mitchell's got to get protection. He goes back to the Rutledge, who turns in the passes out. It's an incomplete pass. So it brings up a fourth down. The Pirates look over. 22-7. They could attempt a field goal, and it looks exactly that's going to be their call. They're going to try and at least get 10 points on the board before this first half ends.
Corey Lewis, long on the season, is 40 yards. 4 of 8 this season through 8 games, and this remark is going to be a little bit longer than 40.
Bartolek is the holder. He'll spot it at the 33. You add 10, it's a 43-yard attempt. No good. Out wide to the right. So the defense stops him. Corey Neyland says, I don't know, the field was tilting the wrong way with 28 seconds to go. The defense shuts the door on the Pirates.
I'm like Lewis. That looked good to me, too. Because he had enough. It looked like it went over the upright.
They don't ever make the uprights tall enough, do they?
No, but it looked like it went over the upright, so it was still a good kick. It didn't go on the outside from wide right.
Ryan Ritchie, when we come down to you at halftime, you let us know if you had a view of that. Corey Neyland calls that field goal good with 28 seconds to go. Ladarius Skelton comes in. Skelton tries to get away, can't. Jersey's held on to, gets thrown backwards. He's going to be down. They're going to call him quickly down. And they're going to let the half possibly end the way it is. No timeouts by the Hornets. We're at 12 seconds. And it looks like Tim Burns is very content to say one more play quickly before the clock ends. Skelton says, I don't think I'm going to get it off. 2 seconds ago, and deciding not to run it. That's going to bring us to the end of the first half. As we come to the end of the first half, it's the Hornets 22, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football here on SportsNetUSA.net. Richie Melgoza should be grabbing Coach Tim Burns as he tries to slide away on the outside up there, Richie, as he walks away from you.
We're going to get Coach Griff.
So we're going to get Coach Griffin coming out here.
Tim Burns not so enthusiastic about speaking about the first half.
So let's get Coach Griffin out here.
I'm here with Coach James Griffin. Coach, your wide receivers, how do you think their blocking is doing so far in this first half?
Man, we're doing a great job blocking, down the field. Like I told the guys, keep blocking hard right now. We're getting a couple turnovers, it's slowing us down, but we just got to keep chopping.
And these penalties obviously starting to pile up a little bit in this first half. What are you going to do to discipline your guys, make sure that stops in the second half?
It ain't really discipline. It's just sticking to our game plan right now. They trying to slow down the clock. We know it. Know it coming in this game. They was going to try to do it. He did it last year. So the only thing we got to do is just keep playing our game. And, the score is 22-7 right now. But, second half, we coming out flying.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Richie. So Coach Griffin basically wants them just to keep playing the way they are. They thought that Orange Coast College was going to do exactly what they did, which is slow the game down so that high-flying offense for those Hornets just could not be involved. And that's exactly what happened here in the first half on sportsnetusa.net. Looking for Ryan Osborne or Richie Milgoza to try and get us a halftime interview as we watch our national championship, as we look at highlights right here. And basically, this is where you look at the defense and where the defense steps up big. I mean, Mitchell trying to find something. He goes to Rutledge, and Rutledge is just going to lay out. Watch this acrobatic catch. Rutledge just lays out, cradles the ball, pulls it in for a touchdown, and the Pirates doing well. Ladarius Skelton, known for his footwork, gets down there and then watch his acrobatic ability. Goes up, he becomes airborne and flies through the air with the greatest of ease, and he gets it there. Mitchell again, one more time. Watch the recoil as Mitchell gets hit, and I tell you what, the poundage that Mitchell has taken in that first half has been outstanding as we're at the halftime. And the Hornets are up 22-7 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland, because of Ed Ford and in favor of Ed Ford. Hey, Ed, Corey Neyland went and found a Snickers bar, just to let you know, here on SportsNetUSA.net. So, hope you're up in the IE. Corey's down here with a Snickers bar, having a great time up in the booth.
And Ryan, just wave your hand. Let us know when you're ready. We see you down there. We're going back down to Ryan for his interview.
So let's go to the sidelines with Ryan Osborne.
And we're being joined by Thomas Kletcher right now, former Fullerton College Hornet. Thomas, coming out of high school, serious injury in your senior year. How did that affect your outlook?
You know, it was definitely a setback, but, you know, that's just part of the game. You know, in football you have injuries and you have setbacks, but regardless, you just got to keep pushing through and just continue to work hard and find an opportunity where it was given.
When you talk about opportunities, what were you looking for coming out of high school, having to rehab?
Well, that was just the biggest thing. Regardless, I was just trying to find an opportunity just to continue playing. Football is my love, and I have a passion for the game, so it was just finding an opportunity, and I was able to find one here at Fullerton coming out. So
you end up going to RCC initially, practicing with the squad. Then you transfer to Fullerton. What went into that decision?
Really just figuring out RCC was not going to be the program for me. Getting back in touch with the coaches over here at Fullerton and just, once again, asking them for an opportunity to come in here and just show them what I had.
When you talked to Coach Crooks, what was the feeling that you got from him?
We always had a good relationship. It was kind of, you know, more of a regretful feeling knowing that I should have just probably came here out of high school, you know, first time around. But just hoping to get another opportunity. You know, I was lucky enough to get one and ended up being a pretty good deal. So
you guys start that 2015 season, ending up taking a big loss to Ventura. You go out to Ventura, get shut out for the first time in a while. What was the feeling from the locker room after that game?
You know, it definitely was, it was definitely a little setback, but regardless, I think it was probably the best thing for us that season. It allowed us to come together and kind of served as a reality check to see what we had to do, and it really, you know, propelled us forward to continue to work hard and get ready for that next week and really set us up to have a better season than that first game.
And you look at the rest of the season, you end up with 70 tackles, 6.5 sacks. What was the key to your success getting into the backfield?
Well, first off, it was a lot of good game planning from the coaches. The coaches put me in a great position to make plays, and, you know, just having a will and a drive to just go as hard as possible and make as many plays and continue to just come out every week and treat it like it's your last week. You know, you never, knowing you have an injury, the next week is never promised. So going out there and just preparing every week and working hard, and it just ended up being good production at the end of it.
When you saw that you were named Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, what was your feeling?
You know, it was a good feeling. It's always good, you know, getting recognition, different awards and stuff, just to, you know, kind of show you that all the hard work you're doing is paying off. But, you know, like I said, I wouldn't be able to have been defensive MVP if it wasn't for the coaches and the defense and everybody around me. You know, I was one major part, but all 11 guys put together is what made that defense a really good one.
What was your favorite game to play at Fullerton?
Definitely Mount Sac. like you said, coming from that loss against Ventura, it was a really test of our will of how we're going to bounce back and play. And, coming in, we were both 0-1, and it was a double overtime victory where we had a really good game. And that was definitely the best game we played.
And in just the previous season, Mount Sac had knocked Fullerton out of the playoff. You guys are going up against the state champion at the time. What was it like to get that win over the reigning state champion?
It definitely felt good. Just continue to propel us forward and continue, with the season. The season didn't end up the way we wanted it that year, but regardless, it was a big win, and it helped us, check to see where we were at to continue with the rest of the season and keep it going.
You look at the end of that season, you go up against Chaffee in a bowl game right here at Shapell Stadium. Things didn't go the way you guys would have planned.
Right, yeah, that was definitely a tough game. I didn't get to finish that game, but definitely wasn't the best way we wanted to end the season, but overall, it was a good year.
When you reflect on your time here at Fullerton, what's one thing that you take away?
Man, really everything. Junior college is a different type of realm, and junior college is not the easiest path, but it's very rewarding as long as you continue to put the work in and you just commit to the process, and it'll definitely pay off.
Well, thank you, Thomas. We look forward to seeing your success in the future.
Appreciate it, man.
Guys, before we send it back up to you guys, that Orange Coast field goal attempt at the end of the second quarter, from down here on the field, it looked good to us, and we were standing in the opposite end zone, so we had a perfect view to see where that ball was ending up. It looked like it was just inside that right-hand post. Now back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. We were wondering about that while we were up here while you're talking to Thomas. Hey, thank Thomas as well for us. We enjoy watching him play in his time at Fullerton College, and well-deserved Defensive Player of the Year when he was here. So, guys, 22-7 is your score here at halftime. Fullerton is in the lead. Well, it's been tough going. It hasn't been a pretty game. Fullerton, 22 points is usually what they score in the first quarter. On the season, they're averaging 57.5 points per game, 582.8 yards per game. Those are tops in the state of California. They average 248 yards rushing, 304 yards passing a game. This team is not playing to their capabilities. They're simply playing, let's get on out of here and move on to next week and see if we can do that. First half stats. Interesting first half stats is Fullerton scored 2 plays and a touchdown on their first drive to make it 6-0. And then the David Hendrick 2-point conversion was good to make it 8-0. And if we want, we were talking to, and Ryan was letting us know, we'll take a look at that field goal attempt right now. As you see, as they'll bring it back and watch the trajectory of the ball in the flight. Yeah, that looks good to me also. It doesn't go outside on that right up post until it goes after and passes it right there. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that field goal is good. Thank you for that shot because it showed perfectly that it should be 22-10 right now at the half. Thank you for that shot. That was beautiful because you see it went over just inside the upright. And then as it went past, it went to the right side. Oh, well, Fullerton catches a break.
Yeah, and I really, once again, this says so much about the TV department, Corey, and what they've done for us all year long. Again, thank you very much, all the young men and the young women, for everything you've done. And again, I already bring it up. I'm going to let you get back to stats. But the biggest stat around, Fullerton College TV, #1, Southern California, #1 that you want to take these classes. This is the place you want to go with professionals of all levels, be it radio, theater, journalism. There's no better place to go than Fullerton College and Fullerton College Television, Journalism, or the radio department. We all endorse it here on Sportsnet, USA.net. We're sort of like the Fullerton College football team.
And when you're done with that, take a welding class because they do good work as well.
Really?
Yes,
That's
they do.
right. You know what? They welded somebody back together in this booth.
Pretty much. Yeah, me.
Yeah, okay. All right. Tin Man standing next to me.
we got our transportation good to go, so we're all right. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead. I was going to let you do the stats now.
All right,
I got done doing a promo. I thought I'd let you do stats.
Back to the first half stats. 22-7 is where we sit in this first half. Fullerton total plays 28, 291 yards. Orange Coast has run 43 plays in that first half for 151. 112 yards passing. 41 yards rushing. Fullerton 111 yards passing, 180 yards rushing on the ground in the first half. That'll get it done. You speak of the rushers. Kane Wilson 3 for 71. Gerald Hewlett 5 for 31. Isaiah Webb 5 for 38. And Ladarius Skelton 6 for 40, 1 touchdown. Gerald Hewlett also has 1 touchdown. Those are the top 2 rushers for the Hornets. Kane Wilson has thrown the ball 7 times. Skelton has thrown the ball twice. They are 7 of 9 in the first half. 99 yards for Wilson, 12 for Skelton. Leading receiver was Justin Manyweather with 2 catches. The most yards in that first half by a receiver was 31 yards. That was 1 catch by Marcus Grossman. And then for Orange Coast receiving, James Rutledge, 7 receptions, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. Daquan Wojciechowski, 4 receptions and 36 yards. Pete Mitchell is 15 of 24. He's thrown the ball 24 times, Mark, for 112 yards, 1 touchdown. More importantly, no interceptions. And rushing, Nico Jackson, who you like, 6 carries for 31 yards on the ground. And on defense, well, defensively, both teams are playing well. Anthony Dixon has 1 fumble recovery. Brandon Stafford was the one who forced that fumble and leads the way with tackles in the first half, along with Daniel Garcia with 4. You expect Daniel Garcia to be one of those all-conference performers on defense for Orange Coast. Brandon Stafford did a nice job getting playing time in the second half of the season. For Fullerton, leading the way with tackles is Jacob Jones with 6 and Roy Otto with 6. 1 sack apiece for Caleb Johnson, Cole McCarty, and Roy Otto. Roy Otto has 2.5 tackles for loss. 1 tackle for loss for Cole McCarty and 1 for Caleb Johnson. Ibrahim Kanadi also has 1 tackle for loss in this first half. Okay, I'll keep going. Joey Noble also 1 sack, which means 1 tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hurries. There were 4 pass breakup in the first half, 2 by defensive linemen. You know, the leading player with the pass breakup for Fullerton is 7 on the season. And that's going to belong to Taj Jones. Number 2 on the list, Joey Noble with 6.
Is that another one of those mythical records on SportsNetUSA.net? So we'll look at what happens in this second half as the Hornets are up 22-7 over Orange Coast College here on SportsNetUSA.net. Remember, next week, our last conference game here on SportsNetUSA.net before the playoffs. That game will be from Golden West College, and yes, you get that bonus video game next week here on SportsNetUSA.net. It is a home game for Golden West College, but we call the games for Golden West College here on SportsNetUSA.net, and we will be out there video-wise next week. So it'll be Rashawn Haylock, Andrew King, the voices for Golden West College on SportsNetUSA.net, along with Mr. Neyland and myself, the voices for Fullerton College football on SportsNetUSA.net. We'll all be out there as a family reunion for the big game. So make sure if you can't make it out to Golden West College next week, you are with us for that final conference game here on SportsNetUSA.net. And then we'll talk about the playoffs and what goes on there. The word is right now the playoff games would be at Whittier College if the Hornets were to host here on SportsNetUSA.net. We would be out there for audio for sure, but we're looking or trying to figure out if we can do those as video broadcasts and we will let you know more here on SportsNetUSA.net as we get closer to the playoffs. But before we can get there, well, the Hornets, they're only up by 15, need to beat these Pirates today here at Shapell Stadium in Yorba, and then head down to Golden West College and finish off the season here on SportsNetUSA.net. Right now, Golden West College is down at Grossmont. Calling the game, Nathan Percy calling that game. Last night, a little high school football in SportsNetUSA.net. We finished off high school football, and next week we'll have a little community college basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. Perry Webster in the Fullerton College Classic next Wednesday and Friday night here on SportsNetUSA.net. Want to thank. So the referee called a field goal tip. So if we re-see that field goal, and Ryan Osborne, you were down on the field. They got Ryan Osborne and Richie Melgoza up in the booth there. Ryan, you were down there on the sideline. If you watch this, they're going to say that that field goal right here at the very end was tipped. We'll see if we can catch it coming through the line. And he calls it tipped or right going through there. But again, we sort of thought we saw a beautiful view by the camera, by the TV department here. The camera work on it was outstanding. We saw a view of it. Corey Neyland says if you watch it, it curves over the top of the goalpost. You guys on the field, you call it good?
I do indeed. I don't know about Richie. What do you think? He says he doesn't see it. But when I was down there on the field, I was closer towards the end zone, and you're looking at it, and we were talking a little bit of baseball a couple days ago. This was just like one of those backdoor sliders. It just kind of curved its way, looked like it was easily going to hook around the post, but instead it just gets to the post and is just about maybe 3 or 4 inches to the inside of the post. That's what it looked like from the sideline.
Yeah, because my interpretation of this is if it catches any part of the post, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but I was always told if it catches any part of the post, the field goal is good. And from where we were, I know we had a bad angle, but the camera shot that we got from the Hornet TV department showed us that if it was even turning, it still caught yellow on the goalpost, and the Pirates should have walked away with 3 points.
Yeah, and that's the way that I was taught growing up, is that if it ends up, just like you said, nicking any part of what the post would be, then it would have been a good field goal. And right now they would have been sitting at 22-10, but they'd still have to kick off to the Hornets.
You're down on the sideline. Richie Melgoza reports that Coach Campbell says, hey, offensive line is good. We don't get a lot of love from the line coaches. They say wait till the end of the year. But the skill players weren't that good. And, I mean, we didn't see the explosive offense. I don't know. Is this team coming towards the end of the season sort of walking around saying it belongs to us?
No, it wasn't more of a sense of overconfidence, but rather, you know that feeling just before you're about to fall asleep, that kind of dozing off just a little bit before you fall into some deep sleep? That's what Fullerton feels like on the sideline. They feel like they don't have intensity. They're not really in this game mentally, but then they're not fully asleep. They're not giving everything away to Orange Coast. Sideline, normally you're hearing a lot of chatter, guys talking to the guys on the field in the play. They're calling things out from a defensive and offensive standpoint. You're not hearing that today, as guys are just standing around watching it. Weather conditions don't have anything to do with it, as we saw in the first couple weeks where it was a ton of heat and guys were, feeling a little down because of the heat. Today, perfect weather.
Yeah, and really when you thought about it too, this was the makings of a huge blowout. When you look at the records and what Orange Coast has done so far this season, a quarterback that's good but hasn't been accurate. I got told by people, I won't say who, 3 to 5 turnovers for the team in blue on the field. Haven't seen that. Probably going to see 3s and 4s in the second half. At this stage of the game, you're not going to see any 3s and 4s in the second and a half. So is it lack by the Hornets or enthusiasm by the Pirates?
I think it's a little bit of both, but more leaning towards the Fullerton sideline, because Fullerton, they're not really like I mentioned earlier, they're not mentally into this matchup. You look at the offense, and you saw Ladarius Skelton pass up a couple options before he finally gets the ball away. He was talked to on the sideline by Coach Campbell afterwards. And then also Kane Wilson, he was told by Coach Campbell, go with your first option. Right now, this entire offense not going as fast as he would like, with the exception of the offensive line. He's really liking the way that Rashad Harris is playing in addition to James Stanton. He's liking the way that they're getting off the line and muscling up the defensive line.
Justin Manyweather getting a little frustrated?
Yeah, a little bit on the sideline.
2 weeks in a row, nobody's wanted to kick it at him at all.
Not only him, his teammates also really frustrated that they're not giving it to him.
Richie Melgoza here with us also.
Not only Justin
So Richie, we were trying to get Richie, but we're down there. We'll have Richie down by the sidelines. Ryan, you going to stick around till Corey
I'll
comes
stick
back?
around, yeah.
All right, till Corey gets back up here. Justin Manyweather is going to get back deep. He says, well, let's see. Simpson standing with him as the Hornets are going to receive as we get ready for second half football on Sportsnet. It's a little squib kick, and I tell you what, I have seen two of the ugliest squib kicks in my life in this football game. One that goes 9 inches, one that goes 1.5 feet. Ryan, I tell you what, if the Dodgers were bad, these two squib kicks couldn't have been much worse.
I don't know, Mark. That looked a lot better than some of Cody Bellinger's swings in recent days. But you look at that one, and the kicker on that play gets the top half of the ball. He just grazes the top half, so it dies immediately thereafter.
Well, and I thought the flag was, at first, I thought he was going to try and kick it again. And I thought that's what the flag was. They've got a flag down there, and the flag usually comes down on that play for illegal touching. So they should pick up the flag. Let's. Like. Okay, they're calling it an illegal block. They throw the flag. Fullerton gets the ball, but the ball doesn't move. So the illegal block must be against the kicking team. You decline it, you'll get a first down and 10 at the 50. Ladarius Skelton comes in for the Hornets. Hornets get it to 45, not the 50. Skelton goes back, is told to step up. He backs out, has all time to throw it. Throws for Jordy Huffman. Huffman has it and gets undercut at the last second.
And that was Josh Nelson. Nelson wasn't reading the ball at all. He was running to a spot just inside where the goal line was. And you'll watch here as Ladarius Skelton escapes from the pressure. He'll launch it deep. Nelson at the top of your screen runs right at Huffman and is more going for the contact, expecting Huffman to come down with the ball so that way he can make the tackle just before the goal line. But in doing so, is able to break up the play.
So they come back in. Malik Abdul-Haq now in the game as a wide receiver. Isaiah Webb as a running back. Skelton back there. Second down and 10. Skelton keeps it himself. Goes across the middle. Gets thrown down after he crosses the 40, gain of 8.
Anthony Kinnison got the tackle wrapped up from behind.
So quickly, Wilson goes out wide to the right. Fleming now in at wide receiver in the slot on the left-hand side. Isaiah Webb goes out just off the tackle's hip. Comes back over. They hand it off to Webb. Webb turns the corner, stays on his feet, gets outside. He glides for a first down.
And Anthony Dixon was running with him the entire way from the slot all the way out to where he eventually goes out of bounds. And Dixon comes in from behind and is able to make the tackle. So you'll watch Webb go off to his left, gets a couple of blocks, and then that's where Dixon comes in from behind, number 24 there, and he jumps on his back and is able to force him out of bounds. David Webb has shown recklessness to run into contact.
Hewlett back in the backfield. Robert Downs III out wide to the right, along with Simpson in the slot on the right-hand side. Wilson out wide to the left. Hewlett in the backfield. They hand it off to Hewlett right up the middle. Gerald gets drugged down just short at the 10-yard line.
Brandon Safford got the tackle.
So we just started the second half. 13:47 to go. Ladarius Skelton brings them back up. It's the Hornets 22. Skelton rolls out, looking for somebody to throw to. He was going to throw to Justin Manyweather. Pulls it down himself. Gets down just short of the goal line.
Capona Laguizin was in there with the tackle along with Max Spruill. But, Mark, you look at that play, and Manyweather looked like he was set up to make an initial block, but Skelton wanted to go out to that far side to go to Manyweather.
So Skelton brings it up. It's 1st and goal. Hewlett in the backfield. Handed off to Gerald Hewlett. Tries to get in. He's just going to get him just short of the goal line. Gerald Hewlett, one more time trying to get it in right now. 13 touchdowns this season for Gerald Hewlett.
Brendan Safford got his 2nd stop on this drive.
Hewlett in the backfield. Wilson out wide left. Skelton once again keeps it himself. He tries to get in, and the Pirates sniff it out and stop him with 12:45 to go.
Leading the way was Daniel Garcia.
So Skelton looks over the sideline. Wilson out far to the left. Simpson out far to the right. Manyweather in the slot. Hewlett in the backfield. Skelton looks over. 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Tough defense. Now Hewlett moves up, puts himself right off a tackle. They hand it off to Hewlett on the sweep. He has to stop. And when he does, the Pirates get to him.
He initially escapes from Safford and then was finally wrapped up by Safford, who gets up and has to get back to Hewlett. Hewlett doesn't like to go down. He's one of those types of running backs who just keeps his lower body churning. And you watch Hewlett, he looks at the contact, escapes from one. That's Daniel Garcia. Here's Safford coming in. Safford misses on that tackle, and then he gets up and has to help once again, and Hewlett isn't able to cross the goal line.
So they wrap him up. So Antonio Estrada will come in, try a field goal. Ball is spotted. Kick is up, and the kick is good. With 11:34 to go here in the 3rd quarter, it's now the Hornets 25, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on sportsnetusa.net. Don't forget all our sponsors that have made this entire season possible here on sportsnetusa.net. Miller, Toyota of Anaheim. New or used Toyota, maybe you just have to get some new tires for that Toyota. I got to take my car in for a tune-up. Well, better place to go than Miller, Toyota of Anaheim, located at Euclid in the 91. And on my way, well, you know me, Ryan, I got to get a donut here or there, and I go to Zombie Donuts, located on Chapman, right down the street from Fullerton College. I know you like those maple donuts with the bacon on top. I like the chocolate deadly donuts. I get one of those. But before I do, I stop at the doghouse, get a little chili dog, throw some sauerkraut on top. Those are all the proud sponsors here on sportsnetusa.net. Strada, Bigfoot. Wojo takes it at the 5. Looks to get to the outside. Finding a wall. Turns back up the middle. Tries to stumble away. Gets up to the 30-yard line.
And finally making the stop for Cal State, or not Cal State Fullerton, for Fullerton College's Andre Kirkpatrick.
Ryan Osborne trying to get that master's degree here on sportsnetusa.net. For some of us, Fullerton College was a 17-year institution. So, yeah, we got our graduate degree here as we have a player injured on the field. Don't forget, next week, Golden West College on sportsnetusa.net. We start next week all with a little basketball on sportsnetusa.net.
And when you talk basketball, Fullerton College men's basketball team got their first win of the season in the San Diego City tournament. That was against San Diego Mesa yesterday.
And you look at some of the teams, Copper Mountain, they started off successful. I think they're 2-0, brand new in the OEC.
In addition to Santiago Canyon, who just added a basketball team, and they'll be playing in the Orange Empire Conference.
And I'm trying to think, is it Santiago Canyon that's averaging 121 points a game?
That sounds right, yeah.
It's Santiago Canyon that's averaging right now 121.5 points a game in basketball. Woo! Talk about a track race. Let's get going. As Orange Coast College says, well, we need to get back in this one quickly. Haley comes out wide to the right. Rutledge goes out wide to left. Shotgun formation, full backfield for Orange Coast College. First down and 10 at the 30 here at Shapell Stadium as we're just into the second half. It's the Hornets 25, the Pirates 7. Mitchell looks over the defense. Here they come. Mitchell says, oh, look out. Runaway truck. And that runaway truck, well, that belonged to Roy Otto.
And, Mark, you were talking about it during the week. Otto looks at the rest of the defensive line. You'll see Otto to the right of your screen, takes a look at where the coverage is, and right up the middle, and he's able to sniff out Mitchell. He sneaks in right in between where the coverage is for the offensive line. Semi-truck-sized hole.
I tell you what, that defensive line has just made these linebackers better, to say the least. Lost a 5 in the play. Second down and 15. Mitchell says, not again. Goes back. Somebody help me out. Tries to go across the middle of the field. Good coverage right there and a nice defensive play by David Farmer.
And you know what? Roy Otto was in the backfield once again. Finishing up was Jamichael Moore, who got a hit on Mitchell as he lets the ball go.
Third down and 15 for the Pirates. So that defensive line exercising their prowess, the linebackers utilizing their quickness, and the defensive backs, well, they're dainty, and they've done what they need to do. Big third down and 10 for the Hornet defense. Mitchell looks over, stays with the full backfield. Here they come again. Throws it out there, knocked out of the air, and if it's knocked or passed backwards, it'd be a live ball. But you look at that one, and it's Shane Darso. Multifaceted defensive group for the Hornets.
You look at Mitchell on that play as he's releasing the ball. There was some back pressure that was given by Fullerton College. That was Montre Bonner coming in from behind on that right side. As Mitchell is letting the ball go, he doesn't know that Bonner is coming in from behind. If he lets that ball go just a second later, he would have been cleaned out.
Justin Manyweather says, please, somebody kick it where I can sort of get it. Looking for it. Manyweather says, oh, watch me take this. He takes it at the 35, up to the 40, at the 50. Oh, Corey Neyland, he knew it was coming to him. Corey was down in the end zone waiting for Justin. He waving the flags. Justin put down the flaps and landed just a little too soon.
And it was Austin Scholl who's coming in to make the play on Manyweather. As you see the kick released, Manyweather ranging back to his left, backpedaling. Takes it and then runs up, and Scholl comes in at the last second there and is just able to get some contact with the knee on Manyweather. That throws him off balance as he's streaking forward.
Huffman goes out wide to the right. Simpson in the slot with Justin Manyweather. Wilson out wide left. Kane Wilson at quarterback. Kane Wilson keeps it himself. He misses Hewlett on the handoff. That wasn't a quarterback option. Hewlett is so quick off the ball, the quarterback wasn't quick enough.
And Garcia was able to sniff that one out and make the stop.
Second down and 8 right across the 50 at the 46 for the Hornets. It's the Hornets 25, the Pirates 7. Wilson goes back, looks over. Beautiful protection. Wilson just steps up and short arms it to his counterpart, Wilson, who was all by himself.
And you look at Wilson on that play as he's letting the ball go. The release angle is different than what you normally see. Wilson normally at 3/4, that one just slightly edged towards sidearm, and in doing so doesn't get full power behind it, and it dunks straight down.
Third down and 8. Wilson goes back, says, I'm going to listen to Ryan Osborne. Over the top in this one, he goes back to Wilson, and Wilson catches it at the 28, first down. Ryan, he did exactly what you asked him to do, come over the top. First down and 10 for the Hornets at the 28. They move down the field. Justin Manyweather out wide to the right. Standing next to him out there, Jordan Huffman. Wilson out wide to left. And now we get a replacement in at quarterback as Johnny Photo comes in. Almost midway through the third quarter, so Corey Neyland's prediction was right. He said we should see Johnny right about now. Johnny Photo comes in, almost gets him to jump, and we get motion. So you look at Johnny Photo out here so far this season at quarterback. Johnny Photo has attempted 38 passes, completed 24 for 63%. He's got 305 yards as a third-string quarterback, averages 8 yards a pass. He's got 3 touchdowns at an efficiency rating of 156. Not bad for a number 3. We get another flag because they knew I wasn't quite ready here on sports.usa.net. You got to like Johnny, too. And I talked to the coaches, Ryan. You're out there for the coaches show. I've yet. And I asked the coach, anybody complaining? I heard, no, there's really no grumbling because everybody knows the bigger goal.
Well, when you look at last year and they end up going 12-1, winning the national championship, and now you're 8-0, nobody's really going to have a complaint if you end up running the table and winning it again.
So photo at quarterback, Wilson out wide to left, Simpson in the slot on the right-hand side with Manyweather. Here comes the pressure. Hewlett has it thrown to him. Hewlett sidesteps, stays on his feet, steps out of one tackle, refuses to go down across the 25. So he picks up the yardage as you watch it here. And watch Johnny Photo just drops it and says to Gerald Hewlett, run underneath it. Hewlett catches it. Now watch the move. Hewlett gives you a foot, says wrong size shoe. I'd like something in a loafer and get something new. Photo goes back in the middle. Tip! Almost caught and dropped by Simpson in the end zone.
It goes off of Simpson's hand, ends up hitting his right shoulder, pops up back in the air, and he's battling for it once again, as you'll see the play here. Photo, line drive shot over to Simpson. Simpson goes right off his hands, and then he has a second chance opportunity, but just getting his hands in is Andrew Smith.
We've got one of those disgusting yellow hankies on the ground. So we're going to see illegal hands to the face against the Pirates. That's going to move them down the field. That's going to give the Hornets a first down marked at the 12. 8:47 to go. It's Fullerton 25, Orange Coast College 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Photo comes back. Hewlett in the backfield. Wilson now. Hewlett goes in motion for left to right. We get a flag on the play. A little choppy here now, Ryan.
And in this drive, there have been 5 total flags. This is the 3rd false start.
So we're going to move it back 5 yards. It'll be first down and 15 for the Hornets. Going to mark it at the 18. So Huffman out wide to the left, out wide to the right with Simpson. Justin Manyweather. Wilson out wide to the left. Photo at quarterback. Hewlett in the backfield. Hewlett goes in motion from right to left. Photo takes it himself. Tucks it under. Looking for a block. Says to Gerald Hewlett, throw a block for me. Hewlett does. Gets it down. They're going to mark him at the 8-yard line.
And that's one thing that you talk to this Fullerton College staff. They make sure that everybody can block. Whether you're a running back, a wide receiver, you see Hewlett who takes a look, finds a guy to block, and then Photo takes a look at where Hewlett's going to set and then runs behind him.
Photo comes back up. Hewlett goes from left to right. Photo looks over. Takes it again. Gets that block in the middle. Kitty. They're going to mark him. Touchdown, Johnny Photo. So they had to wait, and it was a Photo finish that got him into the end zone for Johnny Photo here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Mark, you got that in there like a rude dog this afternoon. But you look at the referee, that was almost like seeing dial-up once again. He had to wait, replay it in his mind, and then puts up the touchdown sign.
So Photo gets on that with 8:13 to go. Well, that's right. Some of us have to get our glow on, and I did on that last one here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ball is spotted. Handled there by Johnny Carmack. A very bad snap. Johnny Carmack does not get enough love from this football team. And you've been around special team. The center, the holder, the kicker. Johnny Carmack saves the extra point.
And specifically Johnny Carmack, we got to talk to him at the end of last season, just before they end up going into the national championship game against American River. And Johnny Carmack, we talked to him about how he develops chemistry with everyone. As you see Johnny Photo's run, he ends up finding a hole. There's Garcia, Daniel Garcia, trying to get over to him.
It's close. Let's go to replay. Let's check the photo. Touchdown.
Mark's just waiting for that download speed to be able to catch up with him.
Well, on me, my mind works not real as quick. I mean, I'm not 4G. I'm 150G. I'm the OG is what I am. And the Hornets said, well, no matter what the G was, we're on the board. It's the Hornets 32, the Pirates 7, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Deep kick. Wojo goes back, takes it at the 5. Wojo tries to come up the right side, gets knocked out of bounds at the 50. And I interrupted you about talking about Johnny Carmack. What a great young man he is for this team.
Yeah, and Carmack said the way that he's able to get chemistry with everyone is that he says he grabs the guy who's going to snap the ball to begin the season. He grabs the kicker, and before practices start, he says they practice multiple times, 30 to 40 balls at a time, making sure they have everything just right, just in case something were to go awry, they're still able to recover in time.
So the Hornets up 32-7 with 8:09 to go here in the third quarter. Mitchell looks over the sideline. Still in the backfield, Nico Jackson. Haley out wide to the right. Rutledge out wide to the left. Going to throw it over here, trying to throw it over in the flat. Broken up there, actually on a bad play, but it really, Ryan, when you look at a good defensive play on that, as DeJuan Dorsey comes up and gets a finger on it.
And Dorsey thought that there should have been an offensive pass interference call as he was taken down just before the ball gets there.
2nd down and 10. Mitchell looks over. Full backfield. Haley's still out wide to the right. Jackson there. And Ojo comes in the backfield. Shotgun formation for the Pirates. 2nd down and 10 right at the 25-yard line. Mitchell looks over, trying to get mass protection, flips it out to Wojo. Wojo is just sucked into the vortex of defense by the Hornets.
And if we could see that play again, because you look at Montre Bonner, he's fighting through 3 different guys. As we see the replay, watch Montre Bonner on that left side now. He's working through 1, there's 2, there's 3, and he finally gets to the quarterback. Montre Bonner is the type of player that can attract triple teams and still open things up.
And Bonner gets another tackle for loss on that play, as we have one of the guards from Orange Coast College. Hunter Hickok, slowly comes off the field. So Hunter Hickok limps off.
And for Montre, that's tackle for loss number 13 on the year.
Wolf comes back in the game. So Haley out wide to the right. Wolf is going to be in the slot on the right-hand side. Rutledge out wide to left. Nico Jackson in the backfield. Mitchell looks over the defense. Here they come. Mitchell puts it on the ground. Mitchell kicks. Ball's picked up. Turnover, Hornets. Watch Joey Noble find a gift sitting on the ground. I'm going to go out with Joey Noble at Christmas time. Ball comes out. Diamond ring is sitting there. Joey picks it up and says, look, I'm engaged. Turnover for the Hornets. 7:33 to go. The Hornets are going to get the ball. Ladarius Skelton comes back out. Huffman goes out wide to the right. Marcus Grossman in the slot. We see a different angle on this, and it gets kicked right to him. Watch this, Ryan. There it goes, and I've got it. Thank you for the diamond ring. Ladarius Skelton comes back. Double clutches, throws it up, taken there. Marcus Grossman, touchdown, Fullerton College.
You saw Marcus Grossman. He goes up for the ball, knowing that he's going to have a lot of contact. As you see the replay here with Ladarius Skelton, he takes the snap, and you see Grossman immediately looking for the ball, presents the target. Now he takes it. He's in the air and gets hit well in the air by Andrew Smith. Still goes to the contact, but while he's up there, makes the catch as well.
4th touchdown of the season for Marcus Grossman here on SportsNetUSA.net. And now the train is slowly pulling out of the station here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ball is spotted, kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, it's all aboard. It's the Hornets 39, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with Fullerton College TV. And I told you the train was pulling out of the station. Everybody just came through the tunnel. Down on the field, Tom Deep creating a tunnel for that offensive line here on SportsNetUSA.net. Richie Melgoza, Ryan Osborne, Corey Neyland, myself, Mark Pavlovich, and of course, everybody from Fullerton College TV again. The sweetest, the best, the cleanest TV programming you'll see here from Fullerton College TV. I tell you what, you want to watch sports? No better place to watch it here on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with Fullerton College TV. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the great job you've done for us. Every game we do at home here on SportsNetUSA.net. So the Hornets, 39. The Pirates, 7. Wojo backpedals at the goal line, looking for some wall. Comes up the middle, gets hit at the wall and gets taken down, flagged down on the field after Andre Kirkpatrick makes the tackle on the play.
And Sirah Smith was coming in from behind. It may be an illegal block in the back on the kick return team, so against Orange Coast.
So wait to see what it is. It's a chop block on the kicking team. Ryan, define a chop block.
Well, a chop block is when they end up going right at the knee of one of the guys who's coming in for a tackle. In this case, it's Sirah Smith who's coming in for Fullerton College. He ends up being wiped out by two different guys in two different directions, as we'll see a replay here. They take the return, and then Smith right there ends up getting his knees taken out from underneath him.
You got to hit high on kickoff returns. That's one of the things. Everything's got to be above the waist now when you do it, or they'll throw the flag. So Orange Coast College looking for something. They're going to change quarterbacks in this game now.
Cole McCarty with the stop for Fullerton.
So Aiden Aiden Auer now in at quarterback. So Auer, the new quarterback for Orange Coast College. Auer's got Jackson in the backfield with him. Auer goes back, almost like a dead play thrown there. Thrown up and taken out of the air by Christian Pryor. So Pryor goes that. Auer puts it on the dime. It's going to move the chains. The officials have a flag down, and it's offsides against the Hornets. So that's probably why Auer knew he had a free play, and everybody stopped dead. They thought maybe they were just going to mark it off. They didn't. Nice heads-up football by Auer, the new quarterback for Orange Coast College in the game. Auer looks over at Pryor. Pryor still out wide to the right. Rutledge out wide to the left. Auer at quarterback. Nico Jackson in the backfield. Auer takes his time. Auer goes back. Pump fakes, takes it down. Throws over the middle of the field and trying to hit Wojo coming out on a delayed route underneath.
Yeah, and Auer was just trying to escape from multiple angles of pressure. And when he steps up into the ball, his arm gets hit at the last moment by one of the defensive linemen for the Hornets. And that's why the ball doesn't come out cleanly.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. 6:22, the Hornets 39. The Pirates 7. Auer looks over. Here comes the pressure. Auer says, I got to get rid of it. Auer doesn't get rid of it. The ball comes out of the ground. And the Hornets, if they go for the fumble, come away from it. I think they wanted to pick it up if we got a replay on this. Ryan, watch this one.
You see Roy Otto coming in from behind, but it ends up being Joey Noble who forces a fumble. And Otto can't get to it, neither can Caleb Johnson on that play. And Fullerton missed opportunity as they were able to force another fumble.
Ball gets marked inside the 20. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 17 for the Pirates right here at the 6-minute mark. Here the third quarter, the Hornets trying to get up a little more. It's the Hornets 39, the Pirates 7. They're coming on the corners. Here they come. Auer says, wait a minute, everybody wasn't supposed to meet at me. And they did. I'll meet you at the hour. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I didn't mean the quarterback. I meant at 12 o'clock.
And it was Cameron Proctor time as he got through the middle and ends up hitting Auer on that play.
So Auer gets taken down, and Justin Manyweather with 5:32 says, I'm looking for Corey Neyland. They kick it towards me. Mr. Neyland, just stick your hands up. I'll run towards you. Justin Manyweather sneaks up. They are looking for a return if Manyweather can get it. The ball is really kicked away from him. And one of the easiest ways to do it, Ryan, you kick it directly out of bounds. That's what the Pirates do.
And the Pirates have more of an intention to do so because the wind was going against them as they are trying to punt it. So they send it to the sideline because they don't want to risk having to send one up the middle. Not only do they have Manyweather who can take it back, but that ball would just float and stay there for Manyweather to receive easily.
And you see down in the corner, you got the Fullerton College Football National Championship banner. Down there, 65. Richie Melgoza. Richie, what's going on?
Hey, you guys, we were talking at halftime about Justin Manyweather. You were thinking he's frustrated. He definitely is because they're not kicking it to him. But not only that, his teammates are also frustrated that he's not getting the ball. So just a show of good teamsmanship down here. Back up to you guys.
So you see the frustration, but it's not leaning over into the defense as Doris Simpson gets that one here on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland sliding back up into the booth with us. Ladarius Skelton looking over. Takes it himself. Stays on his feet. Got the lineman down in front of him. Those big linemen chugging down the field trying to throw a block there, and that was James Stanton. Scoot them little feet under that big frame. Getting in front of Ladarius.
That's one of the guys that we talked about earlier. James Stanton is a guy that the coaching staff really likes the way that he has performed this afternoon as he has been able to open things up for the run all day long.
Holding against the Hornet. That's going to move it back. That's what happens when you have size 6 feet and a size 19-foot frame. Samuel Davis. Corey Neyland up here in the booth. Ryan Osborne going, I have no idea. That's because you're young. Ladarius Skelton says, I do. Let me get it back out here. First down and 20, right at the 38. Ladarius Skelton's going to keep it at a quarterback keeper. Hewlett makes an initial block. Hewlett opens up the alley for Ladarius Skelton to get down to the 21.
2 missed tackles, one of them by Kenny Carmichael, who had the initial chance on Ladarius Skelton, but Skelton just too quick.
So as we watch the replay, you watch Hewlett turn the corner. Hewlett's going to make the initial block. That seals the alley for Ladarius Skelton to get up through the middle for that drive. They go back up the middle one more time. It's going to be close to a first down for the Hornets with 4:21 to go. And they're going to say it's a first down, so they're going to wind the clock, move the chains. Isaiah Webb comes in the game. Wilson comes out wide to the left, out wide to the right. Malik Abdul-Haq. Ladarius Skelton goes back. Going to feel the pressure. Hawk's all by himself. Now Hawk goes down deep. The ball almost gets picked, dropped right there on a deflection.
Riley Blake had an excellent chance, actually, make that Anthony Dixon as he ends up getting both hands on it. You see Ladarius Skelton scanning to his right, still looking for an opportunity. And once he finally lets go of the ball, it goes right off of both hands of Dixon, and Fullerton College still had a chance to take advantage.
Simpson in the slot. Abdul-Haq out wide to the right. Simpson goes back. He's going to look to his left. This time he's going to pull it down himself. Tries to put a move on. He does. Steps inside of the 3. Refuses to go down. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. Asked about the future of this young man. Nobody thinks he will stick around Fullerton College because there are already Division I and Division II teams looking at Ladarius for next year. Run it right up the middle with Webb. Webb takes it, goes off a right tackle, trying to squirm his way through. Just short of that. Well, we already had the photo finish up here, so if they give it to Isaiah Webb, we'll have to see how I call that one, right? I've already got it in my brain. 39-7, 3:18 to go. Ladarius Skelton says, well, what if I keep it? We'll see what happens here on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland says, that's who I do. I just quarterback keeper right here. Ladarius Skelton says, Mr. Neyland, you're absolutely right. I just made it by the skin on my shin as Skelton gets in for a touchdown. So Skelton walks in with 3:02 to go here in the third quarter. We get the replay on this, Ryan.
He takes it away from David Webb and just has a wide open lane into the end zone. And that's one thing that Ladarius Skelton does, is he changes things up for the Fullerton offense.
So we saw last time out Johnny Carmack handling a bad snap, spotting the ball well. This time a little high, gets it down, kick is up. And the kick is good. With 3:02 on the board, well, that's right. Choo-choo, the train's out of the station. The Hornets are up by 39. It's the Hornets 46, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Remember all our sponsors here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Miller, Toyota of Anaheim. Always making sure all these games are possible. The Doghouse on Chapman. And Zombie Donuts, 3 of our sponsors here on Sportsnet, USA.net. You know what Mr. Neyland's doing? He's rehearsing for the Golden West College game next week on Sportsnet, USA.net. Sitting there with his beautiful spotter wife, Gabby Neyland. She's writing down who's doing what on Sportsnet, USA.net. Montre Bonner, did he have a sack? He's asking you.
Tackle for a loss.
Tackle for a loss. No sack on the play. And Justin Manyweather, an ankle away from taking it home on SportsNetUSA.net. Taken right there. Wojo looks to go the outside. Finds an alley. Cuts back, and he's always cut back. Turns the corner. Nobody wants to drag him down as he gets up to the 39-yard line here on SportsNetUSA.net.
And that's something that down on the sideline, when you look at Brian Crooks and his defensive coaching staff, that's something that has made them unhappy the entire afternoon, are the broken tackles. He has not been happy with the way that his defense isn't wrapping up Orange Coast.
So Auer back in at quarterback. Trying to look at it. Ryan will set the defense in a second for the Hornets. Auer at quarterback looks over, change the formation up just a little. Auer flips it over, almost picked off right through the hands. And Wojo says, thank you very much on that play. Watch this replay right here on this one as Kareem McDonald just says, oh, no, that's okay. I've got that color at home. Let me give it to somebody else. I'm going to re-gift the football.
Well, when you look at Kareem McDonald, he is being joined by Kevin Robertson in addition to Corey Rose. At D-tackle, Omar Gonzalez with Rudy Navarro out there as well. Devin Hessler with Cole McCarty.
Auer looks over, gets a signal from the sideline. Pryor's out wide to the right. Auer's going to take it himself. Doesn't tuck it away. Auer can't get back. Well, they're going to give him a half a foot at the 40-yard line.
Finishing off defense, Deshaun Barnes, in addition to Kari Henley and Davion Bullock, are out there for Fullerton.
Golden West College up in their game 20-3 over Grossmont here on SportsNetUSA.net. So the Rustlers are going to come in with a winning streak next week when the Hornets take them on. Auer comes back out, looks over. We'll let you finish up the defense in a second, Ryan. Auer looks over at the sideline. Pryor out wide to the right. Rutledge out wide to the left. Nico Jackson still in the backfield. The Hornets come up. Here comes the blitz. Auer tries to get rid of it. Does get rid of it. Throws it to Pryor. Pryor loses it on the ground. Incomplete pass.
Cameron Powell, Jay Brown, and Joshua Fisher out there as well.
So it looks like they're going to kick it away. Justin Manyweather, the frustration mounts on the field. So it's like that, you know, can't keep talking about it. It's like that bad divorce. You finally just have to let it go, Justin. Just let it go. Move on. There's a new life out there. That love that you had has just faded away here on SportsNetUSA.net. Justin says, come on, sweetheart. come on over in my direction. And she just says, thank you, no thank you. Let me go out of bounds with 1 minute and 10 seconds here in the third quarter. Well, it's been all Fullerton College in the second half. It's the Hornets 46, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net, in conjunction with Fullerton College TV. Looking down there, did we lose your partner on the sideline? I know he's down there someplace, Richie Melgoza. I know you're scurrying around there someplace, Richie. Johnny Photo comes back in at quarterback. Johnny's got that touchdown. You see Richie down there? You guys found him. There he is. Handed straight off the middle, trying to go on the right side. Gain of 2 on the play. Cross the 35, all the way up to the 38. So Gerald Hewlett still in there.
Austin Scholl steps up for Orange Coast.
See if that's a steady diet of Gerald Hewlett. Photo goes back there, looking again. Wilson out wide to the left. Photo goes back. Get good protection. Has Simpson crossing the middle. Goes to Simpson coming across the middle. Nobody wants to pick him up. Darius Simpson gets a block right at the 40. Out of bounds. Gerald Hewlett's going to get called for a flag at the 45. Corey Neyland says he blocks on the side. Let's see if we can get the replay here and see what happens. Go out here. It gets thrown to Simpson. Simpson's going to catch it. Now watch for the Gerald Hewlett block, which should come into your picture here right about now. And we didn't get to see the block. Hewlett threw the block before Simpson got there. Corey says it was from the side. So they're going to move it back with 36 seconds to go here in the third quarter. We're going to mark it backwards. On that one, Malik Abdul-Haq out wide to the right. Simpson in the slot on the right-hand side. Wilson out wide to the left. Hewlett in the backfield. They're going to throw over here to Wilson. Wilson takes it, tries to get up to the 50. And mark him just at the 50-yard line. So it's a first down for the Hornets right at the 50. Photo in at quarterback. Corey Neyland was right about when he came in. Photo's going to step up, flips over the middle, throws it in there, and a nice pitch and catch to Noah Hoffman. And give it to Johnny Photo, who kept his eyes open downfield, Ryan.
Forced out of bounds by Salvador Ochoa.
Watch it here as Johnny Photo steps up, keeps his eyes upfield, then turns around and finds Noah Hoffman, who's by himself. And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. As we come to the end of the third quarter, it's the Hornets 46, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Before it gets away, hey, we want to thank Tim Burns, Phil Austin, Andrew Felton, Keenan Gardner, Robert Miranda, Ken Lutz, love Ken Lutz, Garrett Campbell, Kevin Sampson, James Griffin, David Robinson, Steve Valbueno, Max Silver, Brian Crooks, Dick Campbell, Brian Burks, Damian Porter, Sean McCormick, and Ryan, I want to make sure I get Aaron's last name right.
Anguiano.
Thank you, coaches, for being so kind to, first of all, our crew that comes out to the coaches show every week, and to Corey Neyland and I for our 17 and 15 years consecutively that we come out and do these games. I tell you, talk about a candid group of young men. It's been a ball. You've had a good time, but it starts all with the coaches. And thank you all. To our AD, to Scott Giles, thank you for making all these games possible here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Yeah, and for the coaches show.
I did. Who didn't I thank? Phil Thurman. Didn't I say her SID? I forgot her SID. How could I do that? The record keeper, Phil Thurman, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Johnny Photo goes back. Webb rolls out. Isaiah Webb catches it on the dead run. Photo ball comes out. Pop up. Touchdown. Right place, right time. Touchdown, as Wilson says. I get an assist on the play. We have a flag.
We get to see it again as Photo ends up finding Webb on the quick wheel route. He takes it immediately, runs into the contact, and as he's stumbling, he finally gets that forced out by Nelson, and it pops right out to Kendrian Wilson.
Okay, so here's my question. Is that a touchdown throw?
No, that would be a completion with a forced fumble recovered by Fullerton's Kedrian Wilson for the touchdown.
So Johnny Photo does not get a touchdown on the play. Webb naturally gets a completed pass. So if you're wondering at home, to my two experts, Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborne, they both say no, it's not a touchdown pass. Photo doesn't get it. Carmack spots the ball, kick is up, and kick is good. The reason being is Webb fumbled the ball. Wilson catches the fumble, but because it went from one player to another, not on a forward pass or anything else, it is a fumble recovery for a touchdown for Wilson here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, let's watch it again as all the gold stars were handed out just then. Go ahead, Ryan.
Once again, you see David Webb who takes it. The fumble will be forced out by Nelson of Orange Coast as he's stumbling to the 5. Just that left hand that forces it to pop out. Wilson is right there trailing the play, grabs it with two hands, and an easy stroll into the end zone.
Isaiah Webb.
Oh, excuse me, Isaiah Webb.
Isaiah Webb. I finally got to correct somebody on a name. I'm feeling good. After 17 years, finally, I get to correct somebody. And I love it because it was a difficult name. I always get the easy names. It was a difficult name. We had to go from David to Isaiah. You know who you're looking at. Thank you. Izzy Webb. Listen to this. Here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, Ryan Osborne, Richie Melgoza down on the sideline. Little pooch kick in the middle of the field. Taken at the 23. Trying to dance, hit out of bounds right there by Isaiah Brown. So Brown pulls it out of the air. First down and 10 as Auer comes out. It's now the Hornets. Well, they're in the 50s, Ryan Osborne. You look at this Hornet football team, once again, crawling up into the 50s, and they continue to do it week after week. 42, 49, 57, 78, 56, 56, and now 53. 3 weeks in a row, 50 points or more by the Hornet offense. Auer looks over. Jackson still in the backfield. Healy out wide left. Jackson flips it over. Touchdown, Fullerton College. There's one.
Interception return by Kenneth Griffin.
That's his third. And we get a flag on the sideline. Number 3?
That is indeed number 3.
So let's watch it here and talk about just reading a play. Hello, that's mine. I'm taking it home, and no, you can't have it back.
Mark, he looked like me when I saw the sign free food. Anticipated it, found it, and took it in for a touchdown.
And never returned it. Yeah, but yours is much more than 3 times. So with 14:42 to go, Ryan Osborne gaining 3 pounds, and the team gaining 6 points on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, they said they would get one for a touchdown, Corey Neyland. You said one at least earlier today. Down in the field, they said maybe more than one. They get that one at least today here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And Richie and I were down on the sidelines wondering, Fullerton, how many times have they scored first in a matchup? And it's 7 out of 8. The only time that it has differed was when Grossmont scored a field goal to start off their game.
And that was Auer's 3rd interception, now his 4th of the year here on Sportsnet, USA.net for Orange Coast College. So the Hornets keep moving on.
Kick by Estrada ended up going wide right, and it was missed 59-7. Golden West up on Grossmont 20-10. And they're in the 3rd with 1:54 left to go. American River ends up beating Butte 34-7. LA Valley and Citrus battling to a 7-7 tie in the fourth with 7:21 left.
And that point was missed. So Estrada doesn't keep going like we did last year. Look at some of the other scores.
When you look at the other scores, you have El Camino 41, Chaffee 21 with 13:08 left to go in their matchup. And everything else gets started up at 6 with Riverside and Long Beach battling Mount Sac and LA Harbor at 6 p.m. as well.
Big game. If Riverside loses that one, then it's topsy-turvy in the playoffs. If Riverside wins, Long Beach is eliminated when it comes. We talked to somebody from the CCCAA yesterday. From now on, you can only be a number 1 seed if you win your conference. Here on SportsNetUSA.net. Little line drive. Tried to get picked up at the 30. Tried to code the outside of the 40. Stays on his feet. Cut to the middle. Taken down at the 45-yard line by Jacob Brown. So an interesting factor. The Hornets a couple years ago didn't win their conference but was classified as the number 1 seed. They changed that this week. The only way you could be a number 1 seed is you have to be a conference winner. So you could have everybody that win their conferences have 2 or 3 losses, be a runner-up, you know, and be in a conference where the big winner wins the big number. And you're right there. If you have a better overall record, you still can't be a number 1 seed. So full backfield for Orange Coast College. And they come back with their starting quarterback in this game. So Pete Mitchell comes back in. Mitchell hands it off. Nico Jackson decides he's going to run it up to the 50. So hour after hour, you change things around. You put Mitchell back in the game at the 50. Relook at the defense for the Hornets.
Kerry Walker with Rudy Navarro out there. Andrew Glover as well, joined by Jalen Dean. And Devin Hessler. Davion Bullock also out there with David Richardson and Kevin Robertson.
Mitchell goes back, hands it off to Nico Jackson. Nico Jackson gets across the 50 down to the 48.
Rounding out the defensive lineup for Fullerton is Sarah Smith as a safety, and he's joined by Keandre Powell.
So they cross the 50 down to the 48. The wind is picking up. It's 13:35 here in the fourth quarter, and it looks like the Hornets are going to stay undefeated as they get ready to go to Golden West College next week here on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, and myself traveling down there to hang out with the boys. Rashawn Haylock and Andrew King on SportsNetUSA.net. Mitchell throws it out in the flat. Wojo takes it there, stays on his feet, gets up to the sticks, first down for the Pirates, right across the 45.
Devin Hessler was in on the tackle for the Hornets.
1st and 10 for Orange Coast College as they move down the field. So once again, the offense gets over 50 points in a game. The defense, except for Saddleback, it would be 9 at Grossmont, 10 at Palomar, and right now 7 against Orange Coast College, keeping the scores far from close in a game. Mitchell looks over, comes back. Here comes the blitz on Mitchell. Mitchell's going to throw it up there. Little push off there by Haley. Haley doesn't get a flag as Haley gives that little shove to Davion Bullock. So watch it here, Ryan, as Bullock gets pushed on by Haley. Mitchell throws it up. Watch the little push. Right there is where the little push was. And they call it roughing the passer, so that's a 15-yard penalty.
Fullerton continues with their 52-point lead, 59-7, with 12:36 left to go in the fourth quarter.
1st down and 10. Haley comes from right to left. Rutledge goes to the other side. Nico Jackson in the backfield with Mitchell. Wojo standing back there with him. Taquan looking for a touchdown in this game. Mitchell trying to goes to right side, goes to Rutledge. Sure-handed Rutledge, the young man that knows how to use his body and his hands.
And you like to see Rutledge go right to the first down marker and then just stop and present a target on that play. So he makes the catch at the sticks. And we'll see if they rule it a first down.
Well, down to our left, they're going to say, yeah, they're going to move the sticks. And it looks like down to our left is right, because they do move the stick. As we get wholesale changes again by the Hornet defense, we'll catch up with those people.
Shane Darso, along with Shane Darso.
First down and 10 for the Pirates. Mitchell looks over. Haley out wide to the left. Rutledge out wide to the right. Goes back. Gets a couple things. Haley catches it. Turns. Gain of 4. Oh, they're going to give him a nice spot. Almost. Well, they've got him to the 13.
He was battling against David Richardson.
Gain of 7 on the play. Rutledge out wide to the right. Haley out wide to the left. Nico Jackson back in the backfield with Mitchell. Auer came in for a while. The backup quarterback for Orange Coast. Came back with Mitchell to see if they could get on the board. Try to do something positive. Here they come up the middle. We get a little motion as the Hornets were going to be bringing pressure up the middle of the field. Corey Neyland saw everybody jumping on that one. So Wojo sort of flinched when he saw the pressure coming. DeQuan said, wait a minute. I've seen too many people meet my quarterback right in the chest region today. And that's not part of Oregon when I say the chest region. That's the physical aspect of that quarterback. He's going to throw it over. Looks for Rutledge. Rutledge that time as the ball bounced off his fingertips on a beautiful pass by Mitchell.
That ball hit both hands for Rutledge as he was streaking towards the post. And so you'll see it on the replay where Rutledge just streaks right down the middle and it hits both hands, and then his helmet is about to be cleaned up by a defensive back, but still not able to come down with the catch.
3rd down and 8 for the Pirates. 11 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. It's the Hornets 59, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Mitchell throws a little pitch to Wocho, trying to go to the short side of the field, gets there, and gets drug out of bounds. And boy, it's going to be interesting. The one official is going to move him down. Let's see where they spot it at. So they give him the 16-yard line. Boy, that's back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Haley stays out wide to left. Rutledge stays out wide to the right. Wojciechowski stays in the backfield. DeQuan looks, trying to get some protection. Throws it over there. Overshoots, and if the receivers or the defensive backs are looking for the ball, well, Davian Bullock might be running the other direction on an interception. So the Hornet defense gets the ball over on a turnover, and we'll see who comes out at quarterback. I see Marcus Grossman snapping his helmet, so he'll be back on the field. Grossman's got a touchdown today in today's game. Corey Neyland's going to come back in the air. Ryan Osborne's going to go back down the field to shoot some footage and get some B-roll for us here on SportsNetUSA.net with Richie Melgoza. Johnny Photo still in at quarterback. Joshua Jeffrey, the running back on SportsNetUSA.net. That was a nice audition you were doing there for Golden West College. I was going to give you the part.
Well, that's exactly what I'll be doing when we're at Golden West next week.
You going to be sitting with your arm around Andrew King? Timeout on the field with 10:27 to go. It's the Hornets 59. The the Pirate 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet USA.net in conjunction with Fullerton College TV. Tim Burns, thank you. Phil Austin, thank you. Brian Crooks, thank you. Big Sexy down there. Tom Deep, love that man. Always makes it fun to be associated with Fullerton College football. Coach Sampson, thank you. Kevin, love having you out here and talking football all the time. Photo, straight at the middle. Jeffrey gets it. Jeffrey says, I'm off to the races. As Joshua Jeffrey now comes in at running back, and you look at Jeffrey this season, 15 yards a game, 121 yards for the season, 6 yards a carry almost.
How long was that touchdown pass to Grossman?
I think it was 25 yards. I was hoping you were up here to tell me as we get a timeout if he moved up the ranks. So we get a flag against the Hornets.
Grossman's now number 8 career receiving yardage for Fullerton College. And also tied for 9th with Chaz Gwynn. He passed receiving yardage for Ronnie Kohak. And now Chaz Gwynn tied 69 receptions each for number 9.
So Fonte Eckford now in at running back for the Hornets here on Sportsnet USA.net. Devontae Richardson out wide to left. Huffman out wide to the right. Eckford goes in motion. Photo comes back, has time to throw the middle of the field. Picked off right there at the 50. Great catch taken out there by Josh Nelson. As Nelson goes up and gets it against Johnny Photo for an interception.
Photo locked on to his receiver. Watch him here as he had Eckford coming out on another wheel route on the near sideline. Nelson in perfect position for the catch. And that's another one of those throws Photo didn't really launch. If he launches that, that's 6 points. And Fullerton has possession. Tackled by Eckford there. Nice job by Nelson.
So Auer comes back in at quarterback.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay for Orange Coast College. So Auer now back in. Pryor out wide to left. Jackson still in there. Rutledge out wide to the right. Auer comes back. Throws over there. Overshoots Rutledge, or at least I thought he did. Corey, the young man just continues to amaze me as a wide receiver for Orange Coast College.
Well, watch this. Auer saw Griffin come again and read the pattern. He throws it up high because it was going to be an overthrow, but nothing's an overthrow with James Rutledge. I think that's his 8th catch. Ninth catch today.
Wow. Gain of 8 on the play. Rutledge looks back over. Auer just trying to get things going. Now in the backfield is Brown with Auer. So Brown comes in at running back with Auer. Pryor out wide to left. Brown gets it. Brown's going to sweep on the right side. Turns the corner. Gets enough for a first down. So Brown comes in at running back.
And Mark, you've got a new tackle in there, number 74, Darius Holmes. Out comes Kevin Robertson. Back in is Shane Darso. Out is McDonald, and in is Kerry Walker. McCarty and Hessler are the linebackers with 5 DBs.
Luke Brown's got 45 yards this year. Hasn't carried much, averaging about 6 yards a carry when he gets an opportunity. They've been limited for Orange Coast College. Wolf in the slot next to Pryor on the left-hand side. Auer goes back, stands in there, throwing for Wolf. Wolf can't reach out to pull it in. So Bailey Wolf just can't lay out to get that. The sophomore out of Walton.
And Keandre Powell took out the sound system. Tim Burns was talking about the sound system earlier today, and there was a late hit personal foul. As you'll see, one of the best hits of the day by the Fullerton secondary as it's overthrown to Bailey Wolf. Powell pushes him out of bounds, and actually that's not Powell, that's Kanati. And, well, nice tackle, form tackle, brings him down off his feet. Good job.
Auer comes back in. Auer takes it himself, tries to get up there, tick-tock, almost in the end zone. 8:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. Jordan Huffman wandering around the sidelines. So Pryor out wide to left. Wolf in the slot on the left-hand side. Rutledge out wide to the right. Auer at quarterback. Brown at running back for the Pirates. Second and goal. Auer looks over. Calls it out. Rutledge says back up just a little. Auer looks for Rutledge. Rutledge cleans out. Tries to give a little push, a little shove. Doesn't get a flag, but can't get the ball either.
But there is going to be an offside penalty on the Hornets on that left side.
7:26 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, it's the Hornets 59, the Pirates 7. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net in conjunction with Hornet Television. Fullerton College TV bringing you all these wonderful shots you have seen today. They have done a marvelous job. And I don't even think that's the best word to describe it. Outstanding, outrageous, incredible. I'll find one yet before the game's over here on sportsnetusa.net. Auer says, to me, goes to Pryor. Pryor goes down short of a touchdown. A little comeback route of 2 yards. So with 7 minutes to go, the Hornets up by 52 here on sportsnetusa.net. Third and goal from a yard out. High snap. Auer gets it. Brown gets it. Back to Auer. Flip the first. Not in time for a double play. Oh, wrong sport. So watch this one. This is almost a 6-4-3 as Auer tips it up in the air. Looks for the ball. Brown gets it. He loses the ball. Goes back to Auer, who gets taken down for a tackle for loss. Fourth down and goal for the Pirates. 6:39 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wind the clock. Pirates down by 52. Auer looks over. Defensive records getting set in this game. Auer shifts Brown from right to left. Hands it off to Brower. Brown on a sweep. In, touchdown Pirates. So they get in, and of course, you had Powell looking out and saying, wait a minute, I think I got pushed from behind, but no flag by the officials. And the Pirates get on the board with 6:17. Watch it right here as Brown goes over. A little sweep, and really it's that quarterback option. Nobody picks up the running back. There's the flag that Powell thought he was going to get. Not a bad block. It gets in there. And so the Pirates get on the board. Wallace spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is good. With 6:17 to go here in the fourth quarter, it's the Hornets 59. The Pirates 14. You're watching Hornet football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Miller, Toyota of Anaheim. Zombie Donuts and Doghouse. Thank you for making this season possible here on SportsNetUSA.net. Tim Burns, Phil Ostro, Andrew Felton, Keenan Gardner, Robert Miranda, Ken Lutz, Garrett Campbell, Kevin Sampson, James Griffin, David Robertson, Steve Valbuena, Malk Silver, Brian Crooks, Dick Campbell, Aaron Arguino, Brian Burke, Damian Porter, Sean McCormick, Scott Giles, Phil Thurman, and our Dean Grossman. Thank you for making this season so possible here on Sportsnet USA.net. It's been a fun season for everybody with the TV department. Thanks for getting out here early in the morning. I know it's a long day for you, but you make it so much fun for the fans at home. The parents love what you guys do out here. Thank you very much for being part of SportsNetUSA.net. Little pooch kickoff. Taking it to 20. Get back to the 30. Stays on your feet. Out to the 50. Refuses to go down. Across the 45. So they take it to the 47-yard line here on SportsNetUSA.net. David Hendrick now in the game at quarterback. So Hendrick comes in at quarterback. Earlington Jones in there, big lineman as offensive line. Hendrick goes back, tries to get protection, doesn't get it. So like we said, Earlington now in there. Along with Earlington on that offensive line, Matthew Martinez. Samuel Davis in there. Earlington, Davis, Martinez. Kevin Robertson. Johnny Carmack now in the game as a wide receiver in the slot here on the right-hand side. Carmack comes on a little crossing pattern. Says to Hendrick, I'm wide open. Hendrick says, do something, Huffman. It's just a little short. So Navarez, Davis in there. Earlington Jones, like I've already said. Offensive lineman. Jan Kovacs in there. And Matthew Martinez is the offensive line. So those are the new linemen for the Hornets that are in there. Hendrick at quarterback. 3rd down and 10. Fonte Eckford comes in at running back. Carmack in the slot on the right-hand side. Devontae Richardson outside of him. They hand it straight up the middle. Tries to turn the corner. Stays on his feet all the way down. Eckford. So Infante Eckford gets across the 40, and then we get a flag from the back judge. We'll see what that is. So let's watch it here as Infante Eckford's going to get it. Watch Eckford. He makes the turn right there as his offensive lineman in front of him. Great clean block there. Steps down here. Still has a good block. He gets tripped up. And they call the penalty against the Hornets at the very end. Boy, and I agree with our offensive line coach. That's no, Andrew Felton says, guys, what are you calling out there? And I've got to give it to Coach Felton. No flag on the play, to say the least. They move that back. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12 at the 45. Coach Felton pleading his case for his offensive line, and I think he pled a good one. Barnaby Jones would be proud of that plea right there by Coach Felton. So they called it a dead ball penalty, so they get an automatic 1st down, then you move it back. 1st and 10. Hendrick goes back, has time. Cross, throws it behind the wide open receiver, Malik Abdul Haq. Looking for that one, thrown behind it, almost picked off there by Smith, the defensive back out of Lakewood for Orange Coast College. So Malik Abdul Haq out wide to the right. In the slot next to him, Devontae Richardson. Watch the replay right here. Hendrick goes back, has time, throws it behind Hawk, who tips it, which almost gets a pick. Hendrick again, goes back there, throws it to Devontae Richardson. Richardson picks it up, turns the corner, just short of the 40. So Devontae Richardson gets a catch here out of Dallas, Texas. Justin Franks in at running back, Hendrick at quarterback, Richardson wide receiver. We get a jump. Free play. Hendrick throwing it up deep, middle of the field, trying as Richardson tries to go and get it. Incomplete pass. So John Snowden in at tight end for the Hornets. So Devontae Richardson says, I need to come out. I came down a little wonky on my hip. So Frank's at running back. Malik Abdul Haq out wide to left. Johnny Carmack in the slot on the left. Richardson out wide right. Frank's the running back. Goes out in the flat. Throw down low to Malik. Incomplete pass. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 with 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. It's the Hornets 59. the Pirates 14 on SportsNetUSA.net. Dual Hawk out wide to the right. Richardson out wide to the left. Hendrick at quarterback. Franks in the backfield. They hand it off to Franks. Up the middle. Has a block. Stays on his feet down to the 30. And if he can cut behind his big man running down the field, Vincent Navarez, he's still running. Watch this great hole up the middle. They just hand it off to Franks. Little delay. Franks waits for it to clear out. Finds a hole and follows the offensive line down the field. First down at the 30. Hendrick comes back up. Once again, hand this off to Frank. He delays again on the middle, refuses to go down, but gets up to the 25 on a nice little delay block there by Jenkovic, who stops the middle up. Gain of 5 on the play. Offensive line moving him down there. Arlington Jones, the offensive tackle, out wide left, big young man. Franks goes from right to left in the backfield. Hendricks looks over the defense. Now he goes in motion from left to right. Hendricks has time to throw. He's going to pick it up. Now he says, here comes the pressure. Let me look like I want to throw. Does a little giddy-up jump in the middle of the field. That's enough for another first down for Hendrick moving down the field. So David Hendrick gets down the field. Hendrick moving the ball. Another first down for the Hornets. First down and 10. Right at the 12. Johnny Carmack comes to the right-hand side. In the slot is going to be Devin Fleming on the right. Hendrick looks over. Malik Abdul-Haq out wide to left. They hand it off to Frank. Frank finds the center. Straight up the middle. Refuses to go down. And again, you watch what he's doing in the middle of the field on some excellent blocking right there by Navarez and Samuel Davis. Watch the middle of the field here. Those offensive linemen sealing the middle. You allow the running back to go to the left-hand side and find an opening. They go up the middle. That time it's not Franks in the backfield. They change people out on me. So if Fonte Eckford comes in the game at running back, they try the middle one more time. Incomplete. 3:31 to go. So Eckford at running back. Anthony Foster out wide to the right. Johnny Carmack next to him. Fleming inside of him on the right-hand side. Straight up the middle. They fake it there, and what do? Well, Hendrick just takes it around on his own for a touchdown. So you keep pounding the middle, you pound the middle. Ryan, it's like pounding a nail, and if you can't get it through the knot, what do? You get another piece of wood and go to the outside.
And you saw it from the outside linebacker, Teddy Barber. He was sneaking into the middle to go with the help. But once Hendrick ends up bringing it to the outside, Barber was caught flat-footed on the play, going with his momentum off to his left, and he couldn't recover in time.
And you look at those new linemen that were in there. Well, you know, Matthew Martinez does a great job. And, of course, then Vincent Navarez. Those were the middle guys that really opened up the holes for that run straight up the middle here on SportsNetUSA.net. The Hornets get on the board, and they're getting close to my age. It's the Hornets, 66. The Pirates, 14 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ryan Osborne looks at me and goes, wait a minute, people live that long? Yeah, we do, Ryan. It's called, that little beetle from Egypt. You get it? The scarab.
The scarab. No, but Mark, you look at this team, Fullerton, they go into halftime with only 22 points on the board. And then come out of halftime, they have a field goal to start things off, very choppy to begin their first drive coming out of halftime, and then just explode and just assert themselves almost as if they remember, hey, we are Fullerton College. And that's something that we heard from Coach David Robinson before the game. He said that's what he expects from this team. They may do that, and that's exactly what happened. They finally awaken in the second half and say, hello, we're the #1 team in the nation.
Well, Coach Garrett Campbell refuses to take his foot off the gas pedal. I like that as an offensive coordinator. Everybody works hard and gets an opportunity. James Griffin lets everybody play if you play the way you're supposed to. I like that, too, because you're out there practicing all the time. And you guys have been out there. I mean, Kevin Sampson, I talked to Kevin today. He told me, Ladarius Skelton, the reason he's a quarterback, he's an athlete, Mark. Yeah, he has to work on his skills, but he's an athlete. What do you do when you're an athlete? You take your best athlete and you put him at a quarterback. That's what he's been since he was 8 growing up, and it's carried over into college. No excuses from anybody.
And speaking of Ladarius Skelton, we just got to talk to his mom on our way up here. She said that his entire family from Arkansas is sitting up here in the stands.
You know, well, I tell you what, he's a fine young man. You guys finally got to interview him. You and Richie both got to interview him. He finally went over there because Keen Wilson prodded him a little. Come on, man, you're a Hornet. Talk to the guys. Really nice young man. I got to tell you, you guys met so many nice young men. You look at this team, you have to like them as we have a player down on the field right now. Ryan, I mean, you've been around here for a few years now. I put you under my wing, and now you're on your own because you're louder and more pushy than I've ever been. But, I mean, everybody on that field is a wonderful guy that you met.
Yeah, and everybody that we have been able to talk to has looked at us and said, look, we would love to do an interview. We go up, we ask them, we say, hey, would you like to do one? They say, no, we would love to do an interview. And then they go into deep information that they have on the practice field, and they give us updates on what the team is feeling like and what they're feeling like during the season.
Don't forget you can catch all the coaches' shows where?
Well, you go to YouTube, type in Orange Voice News, and right there, click on the channel, and you can see the entire season and last season's worth of the coaches' show as well.
Richie Melgoza, Ryan Osborne, Avery Jordan, or Avery Johnson, or AJ, whatever you want to call him.
There are 38 different ways to say it, Mark.
That's right, you know. And you'll never be a rude dog no matter what you call him on SportsNetUSA.net because Avery's always got his glow on. 2:54 to go here in the fourth quarter. The last home game at Shapell Stadium. That's right. When playoff games come around, we'll be moving someplace else. We'll let you know how we're going to broadcast those games here on SportsNetUSA.net as we get closer. Next week, another video game. That's right. We're doing video from Golden West College. It's going to be the family affair. Me and my brothers calling that game next week on SportsNetUSA.net. Quickly throwing it out there in the flat is Auer one more time. Auer out of Judge Memorial, Utah. Coming out here. Brown still at a running back.
Tackle made by Ryan Simpson of Fullerton.
Perales out wide to the left. Wolf in the slot on the left-hand side. Out wide to the right is Pryor. Auer in at quarterback. Brown at running back. 3rd down and 10. Right at the 25. The Pirates trying to move. We're under 2 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Pirates letting the clock tick away. 7 down at the clock. Officials watching, using all the play clock. Flips it out to Brown in a little pitch. Brown doesn't get any place.
And a guy that we saw from Fullerton Union High School, Rudy Navarro, sniffs it out and is able to make the play. We talked to his head coach in Gus de Aviles. There's a flag down on the field, and he said Rudy Navarro can be a special player, especially when he gets in a rhythm.
So we get a Hanky to slow things down there with 1:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. That's right. It's the Hornets 66, the Pirates 14 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Again, thank you, Fullerton College TV, for everything you've done. We'll be talking to you about the playoffs later on here on SportsNetUSA.net. To the men and the women of the TV department, the finest TV department in community college level that you can think of. I tell you what, there's no better place to go. There's no finer place to learn. And you will be able to walk into the industry if you study with the men and the women of the Fullerton College TV department. I'm going to endorse it all the way to the end of this game and forever here on SportsNetUSA.net. They're the ones that brought you these pictures that made this game so great. These home games here on SportsNetUSA.net. First down, second down, third down, and fourth down. Yeah, we're going to keep running the clock with 28 seconds to go. The Pirates are looking at the sideline. The quarterback says, that's right, it's that hour of the day that we might as well run one more play as Auer at quarterback gets ready to go. Looks at the sideline, looks at the play clock. takes it and takes a knee, and the clock comes to the striking hour as the Hornets win this game 66-14 over Orange Coast College here on Sportsnet, USA.net. To everybody that made these games possible, to Ed Ford, Ed, thank you for everything you've done. For the TV department, we've got a few highlights. Ryan Osborne, don't go away yet. Before I get to thank everybody, and this is really when you look at this is Johnny Photo in there at quarterback. Johnny Photo says, I'm getting in the end zone somehow. I need to get in the end zone somehow. Somebody help me, please. Trying to get in the end zone. And Johnny Photo does that here in the second half. Then Ladarius Skelton says, I'll wander my way in the end zone. And then here's that, gee, I thought I had a pass to Isaiah Webb. Whoops, touchdown pass. Oh, I've scored so many. Why don't you take it? Wilson says, thank you very much. I will. Happy birthday to me. Touchdown, Fullerton College.
And that was just like when you almost finish the donut, you look at your brother and say, would you like the rest? And he says, yes, please.
And that's him taking it all the way to the house at the end of the day as the Hornets come away with a victory. And the defense once again steps up as they all shake hands. Well, to everybody for Fullerton College TV, thank you very much for what you've done. To Ed Ford with SportsNetUSA.net, to Richie Melgoza, to Ryan Osborne, to Avery Jordan, who's not here today, our sideline crew. Guys, you make it fun being here. To my partner, Corey Neyland, who's been with me for 15 years, and I have had the time of my life for 15 years with Corey Neyland. I want to thank you, Corey. I know you can't hear me, but you have made my life so special calling these games on SportsNetUSA.net. And we're not done yet, guys. One more conference game, the playoffs around the corner, and then ring is the thing. I got one. I may end up with two here on SportsNetUSA.net as your Hornets come away with a victory. It's the Hornets 66, the Pirates 14 here on SportsNetUSA.net.